And welcome back to MD Glow Muscle here at the Underwriting Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from... I've completely forgotten. Where's it from? Where's he from?
Who, me?
Yeah, where are you from? Rotherham. Neil Currey. Sorry, mate. I complete brain fart then. Sorry.
How are you doing?
I'm really good, mate. I'm really good. Like I said, I've interviewed Urs Kalecinski this morning. Went straight to the gym, trained some shoulders, and I've come back and I'm here for you, mate.
Let's do it. Which gym did you go to?
Legends.
Oh, that's where you're training at Legends, yeah.
Yeah, but they've got new partners now, and they've put a ton of new equipment in. I mean, it's really upgraded now.
Oh wow! And that's right on your doorstep, isn't it?
4-minute drive.
Yeah, perfect. I've just trained today. I trained at the Muscle Unit gym in Barnsley.
Oh, okay. Rob.
Yeah, Rob Taylor's gym.
Rob Taylor. Yeah. Oh, cool. Was that good?
Yeah, it's good. I've changed gyms. I've literally moved there to train now.
Yeah.
Now, like we'll probably get into it, but now I've moved from Classic to Open.
Yeah.
I don't have a training partner at the minute because my plan's very specific, and I felt like I've got a new plan, new goals, new programming, new food. I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick a new environment to do all this in. Wow. And have like a proper fresh start at this like open campaign. Yeah. So it's like reignited my fire because everything's new. Yeah. New food, new coaching style from Ben, new training style, new gym, and so yeah, it's like everything's brand new for me at the minute, so it's pretty cool. I mean, you've been on prep for a bloody long time. I mean, I watched all your prep because you are so meticulous with your your body weight, because I followed the entire Olympia prep, which seemed to go on for about 2 years. Because you were so you're so like, I mean, I was the same when I was competing. I used to monitor absolutely everything, probably too much, probably over the top. But you had a weight to make, like, what were you week out 225 when you needed to be 215? Yeah. So I started at 270. Jesus. And then we had to get down to 215. But I don't know if you followed it. We tried stretching me. Okay. And we basically had to make up 2 centimeters. Mate, it was hilarious. I had Ben Chow on 2 arms. Yeah. I had Hunter Labrada on 1 leg. Dean White on the other leg. And like just praying that my body didn't snap. Yeah. And then basically we stretched me out to the next height limit. Right. Which allowed me to be 221 pounds. Oh wow, okay. That's a big difference. Yes, get in, boom, we could be massive. But it only lasted about 5 minutes. Right. And then I'd go back down, right? Yeah. And then we soon learned the athletes' meeting was no coaches allowed in, and it's a 1 hour meeting. So I couldn't stretch. Oh, shit. So a day before, we were like, oh, shit, we got to get down to 215 now. Yeah. So we had to kind of like go for a really hard day to get like that 8 pounds off in a day. In a day. But we did it. Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting times. I was stressing for you because I was seeing because you were pretty much, I thought you looked pretty much ready at about 230, 235. Yeah. I was seeing the pictures in the front lat spreads and everything else and the front bicep, and I thought, this guy's ready. And he's got to get 15 to 20 pounds off this. Yeah, well, this is... Because obviously, I've moved into Open now, don't you? Yes. Yeah, so because me and Lauren spoke about this, and she said speak to you, and I spoke to a few other people, and the problem is, Giles, like, I accept it, right? I accept the game that we have a weight limit, and Classic is Classic, right? Yep. And you have to go on stage at that weight. Mm-hmm. And I also fully accept that me at 215 pounds is not my best look. Mate, I'll be honest. I was sorry to interrupt. I was actually disappointed when I saw you, but because I knew how hard you'd worked to get to that point. But when you came on, I was like, I think it's because you carried too much muscle in your legs.
Yeah, probably.
And I think your upper body just looked flat and stringy. And I knew because I've been watching your progress. I know how good your physique is and how different it was. And it must have been frustrating for you to bring a physique that you knew wasn't the best one you could bring. Do you know what I mean? I was so frustrated for you.
So, yeah, for me, I weren't frustrated because I knew I was going to be a bit flat.
Yeah.
I knew I don't look my best at 215, but my bucket list lifetime goal was to get to Olympia in classic physique.
Fair enough.
But then after I did the show, it was like a weight off my shoulders, bro. I was like, yes, I've achieved my goal. Yeah, I came 16th, like legitimate. I know 16th is the cutoff, but I actually came 16th. And I said, I had a chat with my coach straight after, and we both said, right, we've done what we aim to do. We got to Olympia. You've done classic physique. Let's be real. You can't get any bigger because of the weight limit.
Yeah.
You can't get any leaner, and you don't look great. So what do? Well, we both know that I look better at like 240, 230, yeah. 250.
That's quite mate. That's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like some guys even look good at 220. You know, that's a big difference.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Giles, my physique my waist looks small when my chest and shoulders look full. Like when I hit a front lat, my waist looks small when I'm full up here and my quads are full.
Yeah, mate,
when I get to 215, I lose this top line.
Your chest was gone. Your chest was gone.
It's gone. It was gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to cry over spilt milk because I knew what I was walking into. I know what I look like at 215.
Yeah.
And I was prepared to present my physique to the world at 60% of what it could be. And I had I weren't upset about placing 16th because I tried my best. I didn't miss one thing on my training plan. I didn't miss one meal. And that was my very best effort, placed me 16th in the world in classic physique.
Yeah.
But I know I can look better than that if I didn't have a weight limit. 100%. So when I come off stage, spoke to Fouad, spoke to Ben, and we said, right, bucket list is done. We've ticked that off. Let's be brave. Let's go into open. And let's actually present your physique, not sucked down, not depleted.
Yeah.
You know, full, fueled, and not just smashed into the ground.
I'm big on someone bringing their best physique to the stage. Like, look what Derek Lunsford did. He was in exactly the same position. He was like, okay, I've done well as a 212. You won the New York Pro. I've done it. You know, you've done the Olympia. But really, I realistically know that I'm not. If I do classic again, there is no way you're going to bring, like you said, 60%. But the thing is, I mean, did you what was the time limit from the weigh-in to the show? Because obviously, some guys can really fill out fast. How did that? Or was your body just too fucked?
So we was like, oh yeah, it's 3 days. It's going to be fine. We're going to fill up.
3 days, okay.
But it was Wednesday weigh-in.
Oh, that's early.
Saturday pre-judging.
Okay.
So we had Thursday, Friday, basically, and then Saturday morning, because the weigh-in was late at night. And we thought, oh my God, yes, 2 full days of carb loading. And dude, I was eating 80 grams of carbs every 2 hours, all day, through the night, for 48 hours.
Wow.
And the hole I dug to get to 215, we just could not fill it.
Oh, wow. So your body was just not playing ball.
My metabolism was so fast.
Yeah.
Because everything we'd worked, like training 4 times a day, cardio AM, cardio PM, weights AM, weights PM,
Jeez.
Everything I had to do to get to that weight, put my metabolism in such a fast pace. As soon as we started carb loading, it was like we filled the hole back to being level.
Yeah.
We didn't get full.
Yeah.
And that was by no means like a coaching issue or an athlete issue. It was just because Ben Chow's hands were tied behind his back, right? Because he couldn't really do anything until I'd made weight.
Yeah.
He was just like, eat less, do more. You have to make weight. We need to get this weight off. We've got 3 days to get 15 pounds off. You got to get it off. You got to get it off.
That's dangerous as well.
Yeah, mate.
It is.
Like we had to put, literally, I went on stage natural. We had to pull all anabolics out to make weight. I wasn't on anything on the Olympia day. We weren't on any anabolics. We had to pull everything out to make weight. And then my metabolism was so fast. It was just like we were carb loading, and my look was improving slightly, but I wasn't really filling out. My legs filled out.
Yeah.
But it didn't get high enough. My chest, back, and shoulders didn't fill out. And it was just like, we just couldn't fill the hole we'd created to get to 215. And that was not a coaching error by any means. It was just a human body circumstance that the body had been worked so hard to get to 215. I needed probably 10 days to replenish it.
Yeah, your body was in such a state, because I think because of the drastic weight loss in those last few days, even, like, you know, like 10, 15 pounds you're saying, it's like, to then try and say, oh, well, now I want you to do the opposite, and I want you to soak everything up. And sometimes some bodies do, you know, but I think yours was in such a state of depletion, it was obviously it just couldn't respond quick enough. I mean, I've seen guys, I remember, funny enough, Derek Lunsford as well, it was a few years ago, and he was doing the 212, and he said he'd weighed in, and then he was carbing up, and his weight was dropping.
Yeah.
That can happen. So you could have, do you know what I mean? So you were hoping that in those 3 days you were just going to go, but it just didn't.
Yeah, it just didn't. It was just like slight increases, and obviously, you know, I've had some slight digestive issues in the past.
Yeah.
So I was hesitant to use fats to slow down the digestion of the carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So I was kind of pushing back to Ben, saying I don't want to use almond butter. I don't really want to use any kind of salmon. I don't want to use any oils, because I previously had issues with that. But what we're going to do in this off season is use these foods so my body's used to them. So in the next carb load, we can put something in, because obviously nobody wants to put something in the body a few days before a show that you've not used or prep. So we was literally just putting like cream of rice, whey, rice, chicken, fish. And it, you know, but listen, mate, I really weren't disappointed coming out of the Olympia. Like, because like I said earlier, like, I gave it my all. That was the very best I had at 215.
Yeah.
And it placed me 16. There was nothing, honestly, there was nothing more I could have done. So I can't be pissed off.
Mate, imagine if you hadn't have made weight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That, like, you really did give it your all. So, but you know, you could have just gone in and you could have been 4 pounds over, and there would have been nothing they could have done, and the whole prep would have been a waste. Yeah,
yes. It was a bit of a madness, bro. Like, I was on a bike pedaling for an hour, get on the scales, looking at how much weight I'd lost, back on the bike, pedaling, see how much weight I've lost, until I literally hit the weight limit. And then once we hit the weight limit, obviously we just kind of kept it dry, kept food out, got on them scales and got it done. But, you know, it was a great experience all in all. Like, I absolutely loved the Olympia. You know, I was good I didn't get the top 10 and be able to do the evening show. You know, it's a lot of money to get there and back to go and do a 30-second presentation.
Yeah. But like you said, it's off your bucket list, isn't it? It's, you know, it's the Olympia, and the fact that you've even done the Olympia does separate you from all these other. I mean, aside from the fact you won the New York Pro, one of the biggest classic shows, you know, on the planet. You know, you've done it. You know,
Yeah, it's like it gives you that kind of level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It increases your stock.
You're an Olympian. You're an Olympian.
Right? Yeah. But the biggest positive I've taken away from doing that Olympia is that it's given me the confidence to go into open.
Yeah.
Because I was around people like Hunter, Ben, Fuad, like really experienced people who said to me, Neil, you've got to pull out a classic now and go into open, because you look so much better.
You do.
In the open weight. Yes, I've got size to put on to be competitive in open. But after doing that, if I can come back down to be like Olympia condition at 250, You know, it's going to be a way better physique.
Yeah, but mate, 235, 240. Even if you stepped on stage now, you know, you'd look good. Do you know what I mean? That's not small. So let's talk about the Arnold Classic thing, because when did you know that you were invited and to the Classic, and were you tempted to do it? You know, because it's the Arnold Classic and it's an invitational. How did that all work out?
So I applied for the Arnold Classic, I think it was in November.
Okay.
In the lead up to the Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal was to do the Olympia and then carry on prepping and do the Arnold Classic. But like with a bit of a heavy heart, I'd made the decision to go into Open before I knew I'd been accepted for the Arnold Classic.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I made the decision to go into Open about an hour after the Olympia prejudging.
Did it?
So
wow.
Ben literally said to me, dude, I can't do anything more with you in Classic. You're too big. You're having to suck down too much. It's not your best look. We can't get you any leaner. You can't get any bigger. What do we do for the next 12 months, bro? Like, what do you do? Do we just stay peeled all year? Like, it's so unhealthy, right? And where's the challenge? I'm body slimming, not bodybuilding.
And I bet you're not fat at 270.
No, mate, I'm 255 today and I'm still shredded.
What? There you go. Yeah.
So, like,
wow.
I decided to answer your question. So I applied for the Arnold Classic off the back of my New York Pro win on my application before the Olympia, which I think was like November time. And then the Olympia happened, and then I decided I was going to go into Open. And then about 2 weeks later, the list came out for the Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, God, I've been accepted.
Yeah.
But then when I spoke to my coach about it, like, I'm not going to do well in it, because at 215 I've got no chance of beating these other guys who are at the top of the game. So I've never been a guy to go and make up numbers. If I go somewhere, I want to go and compete. I don't just want to go there to say I've done the Arnold Classic and come seventh.
Yeah.
You know, so through the correct channels, I notified the IFBB that I'm moving up to Open. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing the Arnold Classic in Classic Physique. With the reason being, and this is honest, and we spoke about this in the last podcast, you know, we spoke about open bodybuilding and classic bodybuilding, what's more healthy, what's not. Well, doing these drastic weight cuts, and the drugs used to lose weight and the diuretics used to use water are a lot more dangerous than the drugs bodybuilders use to gain size.
100%.
So the stuff I have to do to my body to get to 215 is dangerous, man.
Yeah, I said that.
And I'm not prepared to put my health at such a risk to go on stage not looking my best. It's like the risk's up here, but the reward's here. I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
And I know at 215, I'm not good enough to beat these guys, where if I go into Open, I truly believe that if I put the weight on that's needed in the right areas, can be competitive. And if not be competitive, I can put my Olympia photo at 215 next to my Open photo at 250 peeled and see progression.
Yes.
Which is what bodybuilding is all about.
Yeah, because you're really,
because
like I said, it's not like, okay, my best physique is 218, I can get 3 pound off easy. It's like your best physique is 230, 235. So the weight difference is too drastic. And you know in your heart, you know that you're not bringing your best. Even if you win more classic shows, you know you're not bringing your best physique to the stage.
Yeah. I can't progress.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I can't, I can't, bro, I've put 40 pounds on since the Olympia. I've not had a cheat meal. I've been sick with the flu that you can hear, and I've trained 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And I've put on 40 pounds.
That's crazy.
And that is just my body just like just going back to what it wants to be naturally. Like I'm on reverse diet, off cycle, and my body has just gone from 215, 255, just through eating steak, rice, cream of rice, whey, chicken, rice, vegetables, and blueberries.
All from Tesco's.
Aldi.
Oh, he's swapped everything now.
Yeah, I've swapped everything now.
Wow.
So I'm on a budget because I've stopped online coaching now.
I saw you said that on Instagram. So tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I'm fully committed to this Open. So I've finished working basically.
Okay. So
my job is to eat and lift full time, just full time bodybuilding, no work. So because online coaching is quite demanding, especially like for me, Friday, Saturday, Sundays are very, very full on.
Okay.
And very distracting in terms of bodybuilding because I'm working and I'm doing plans and new starter plans, check-ins, updates. And then throughout the week in the day, I'm always on my phone and replying to messages. And I want my life to be perfect for bodybuilding with just one sole purpose. So like all my energy on one objective, which is to try and win an Open show. So I've put back anything that could take away from that. So like everything, like I've just cut back on everything. So all I'm doing is bodybuilding now.
Wow. Wow. So is obviously because you're now with Hosstile?
Yeah.
So imagine that helped your pursuit of your open bodybuilding?
Yeah, definitely. So there's that. I sell my own t-shirt merchandises as well.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of income from there as well. And obviously, me and my missus are a team. So like kind of my money's her money's my money. Yeah. So it's not like we're living on baked beans and bread. Yeah. We're fine. But we've made the decision to stop the online coaching, so I've literally, when I wake up to go to bed, all I do is bodybuild now. Yeah. And I really think when you look at people like your Nick Walkers, who have that type of regimented mentality, with my personality, I believe it's the only way for me to do it in the time frame that I've got. It's got to be all in.
Yeah. Well, look how Samson progressed when he left his construction job.
Yeah,
I mean, he was good, and then he just went to great over a steady. It was a continual rise. 270 in 2021 when he won Prague, then 280 at the Arnold, 294. It's like, sometimes you've got to go all into something to really get the most out of it.
And I think that's like in everything, mate. If you go all in at anything in life, you're going to do better. If you try and do three things at once, you'll do three things pretty well, right? Yeah. If you do one thing, you're going to do it very well because all of your attention and your energy, is on that. And I truly believe there's going to be times in this off season where, I don't know, my meals are probably going to get that big. They're going to take me an hour to eat them.
Yeah.
That's 6 hours a day right there.
Well, Ronnie, when I spoke to Ronnie about when he started working with Chad, I said, what was the biggest differences working with Chad Nichols? Because you were a good bodybuilder and then you became like this legend. And he said, probably the main thing I found the hardest was the sheer volume of food. Like off season, when he was carving me up, he said he said I'd be in pain sometimes. He said it was just such a, to really make that next leap up to becoming, going from good to great.
Yeah. Because I've been holding my body in reserve now for kind of like 3 years. I've been holding back. Yeah. So like I'm like a slingshot. Yeah. It's like I'm ready to just fire. So I don't actually know what I'm capable of doing this, but what I do know is that already I can see it's working, and I can see I've got so much more to give and so much more to grow into this. And I do feel like I'm going to find myself in open bodybuilding. It's just going to take me a little bit of time to add that thickness, especially in the hamstrings and the adductors, the back. I need to have a really complete physique because, to be honest, mate, in my last training cycle, I was kind of neglecting hamstrings purposely because I couldn't put weight on.
Right.
And I was like, I weren't training calves because I was like, well, I don't want to put any weight on there.
Thing is,
like,
yeah.
I was, if you was like drawing a body,
yeah,
I was like sculpting what I thought was necessary for classic.
Yeah.
Whereas now I need everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everything.
I need everything to be big, thick, round.
I mean, if you'd have asked me what I thought about how you could have improved as a classic, I'd have said, well, the only thing I can think of is to downsize your legs to give you a bit of, but then you would have lost those legs that you'd worked for, and it's like, oh, maybe my flow isn't as good now. Maybe the physique didn't look as good like that. It would have been a real shame.
But then you say that, but my upper body matches my legs when I'm not 215 pounds.
There you go.
It's just, when you competed and you were prepping, what was your muscle that, when you started to go flat in a prep?
It was my shittest body parts.
Flat for you first?
My shittest body parts.
Which was it?
Chest and calves.
Chest and calves, is that? Just for me, mine's chest. As soon as my chest goes flat, I know I'm going flat.
Yeah.
That's like my telltale sign. And I think everyone has that muscle group, right? Mm-hmm. That when they start going flat, it's the first one to go.
Look, I spoke to Kamal last week, and I said, because he's only going open now. He's done with 212.
Oh, is he done with it?
Yeah, and I said, well, do you know what? I said, because I saw it at the Olympia, and he disagreed with his third place. And for me, when he dropped down, because he was ready at 220 in Tampa, I said, when you drop down to 212, the sweep goes on your legs, which takes away the flow of your physique. And he says, well, that's one of the reasons I'm only going open now and masters. Yeah. He's doing open and masters because he said, I don't want to lose a sweep on my legs. He said, because when I'm an open, the sweep's there.
And everyone's got that muscle.
There you go.
And unfortunately, when I get to 215, mine's the whole freaking upper body that falls off.
Yeah. Oh, man. So last time we spoke, and because you said, no, I'm going open, I said, do you not fancy doing the Arnold? Did they not allow you the option to switch to open?
I wouldn't be ready.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not big enough.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. They didn't offer, but I didn't ask because I wouldn't want to.
Okay.
I'd rather earn my merit in open to get that invite. So for me, I want to have a good off season now and really push that weight up to 270, 280.
Wow.
And really, really stack on some serious size. And then I want to come back down and do some shows at the back end of the year.
Like?
And try and get a late qualification if I possibly can. In a perfect world, I'd like to do the Texas Pro.
Oh.
Because then I could go and stay with Ben, who lives in Texas, for a week.
Okay, that's August.
And have him there.
August.
Is it August, is it?
It's August, yeah.
I don't know. It's quite a while away.
Yeah. So, I mean, watching someone like Derek Lunsford, who obviously didn't want to compete with a weight cap, and he put on 18 pounds and did what he did at the Olympia, taking second as a kind of a recent X212. Does kind of things like that motivate you and give you more confidence going into the Open, knowing that you're going to be, 40 pounds heavier?
Yeah. I think Derek's a freak because of his proportions. He's got the widest back in bodybuilding and probably the smallest waist.
Yeah.
So he's got not only that weight gain, but he's got freak factor proportions. I don't think what Derek does motivates me. Obviously, fucking absolutely amazed by what he did. It's crazy. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And very, 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 a lot of respect for that. But I don't think it motivates me because I'm not Derek, I'm me. Yeah. And I've got a totally different shaped body. I'm 5'10". So...
But my point is, like, with 18 pounds, you saw how much he not only transformed his physique, but when, as a first open show, second at the Olympia, maybe no one would have argued if he'd have won it. And then you know that you'll be coming back at October, November, or whatever at the end of the year, probably 250, completely inside out shredded. Yeah,
so it will be, and I'll say this with all the confidence in the world, that it will be an unrecognisable physique to what anyone's seen before, because I have no limit. Like the shackles are off.
Yeah.
I can eat. I don't have to do all this daft cardio. Like I can actually bodybuild. You know, I can take the supplements that open bodybuilders take. I can eat the food that open bodybuilders take. You know, I can train 4 to 5 days a week, not 12 times a week on weights. I can train heavy and recover now. So like when I was prepping for Olympia, I was training twice a day, 12 times a week.
Wow.
On my new split, I'm training 6 days a week now.
Okay.
So Ben's halved my frequency of training.
Wow.
And we've dropped the high volume type of training.
Yeah.
Designed like a hybrid of heavy duty training with some advanced techniques in there as well, like some rest pause sets, some drop sets, but mainly training to failure now.
Yeah. Is training like a lot more enjoyable now?
Yes, because I can eat.
Yep.
So obviously, as you know, you've competed. When you're dieting and you're on death's door, training's not the most fun thing. It's kind of excruciating, but when you're eating, obviously it's fun. Totally changed because I was training before with a training partner. So I had like the social aspect of like the bro time. And looking forward to seeing your pal and training and, you know, and working together and motivating. Whereas I'm going at this alone. So I've made the decision to go alone at this. Like kind of Dorian Yates into the shadows, go to a new gym, do it all on my own, get my head down and work, get the food in and yeah, I am enjoying the new training style. I am enjoying training on my own. I'm just in my own little bubble, to be honest, mate. I'm living in a bit of a box.
You always have, though. I mean, when you came here in September, and you I really got to fix that. And also, when you turned up, you didn't even look like a classic guy. You looked like an open guy then.
Yeah.
And that was you'd started your prep then, hadn't you?
Yeah, I think I was like 5 or 6 weeks in then, weren't I?
Yeah, and I was like, you turned up and I was like, that's not, I mean, I know the classic guy. I mean, even like Chris Bumstead, you meet him, he's tall and he's wide and stuff, but he didn't look thick. He didn't look like some, you know, you can spot the classic guys and the open guys when you're at the bodybuilding shows, you know, when their sweatshirts on, you know, but you looked genuine. You were stood outside on the drive. You looked thick and I was like, you look big for a classic, mate.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the battle I have. And that's why I've chosen to leave classic behind and move into open, because it just makes sense, Giles. Like, why work in a division where you're restricting your potential to progress?
Yeah.
Where you could work in a division where you can put all your efforts into progressing. Now, my mindset at the minute is a little bit like, I'd rather place 5th in an open show and look my best ever than win a classic show and be 70% my best.
Brilliant.
And if I can do that, like a 5th in an open show, and keep getting better, and then like I did in classic, work my way up and try and win one, and then go back to the Olympia and open, and just over the next kind of 3 to 4 years, just keep getting better and better and better and better and better. And
the thing is, you're 5'10", so that's a big frame. That's a big frame to fill, because you're wide. You're very wide. You know, you're pretty tall. And I think, you know, you could, you know, like I said, you could progress for the next 5 years continually on your physique.
Yeah, I think I've got
longer, more.
Yeah, I've got loads of room, loads of space to add muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, loads of space. So sky's the limit on that one.
Are you going to the Arnold? Travel?
Yeah, so
cool.
I'm going to the Arnold because Hosstile have got a booth.
Cool.
So I'm going to be working on the booth there. Obviously, want to watch the show. So yeah, I'll definitely be there. You know, I'll probably be sat there going, "Oh, I wish I was competing."
That's a good feeling, though. It's a good feeling to have, because it'll get the fire going more. You know.
Yeah, but I know, hand on heart, I've made the right decision to pull out of the Arnold and go straight into open, because I'm not going to progress. My placings won't progress. Like I said earlier, I can't get any bigger. I can't get any leaner. And when my upper body sinks down, I lose that whole small waist, big shoulders look.
Yeah.
My waist appears wider and my body appears flatter.
Yeah.
And I lose that big X-frame kind of lat spread looking classic.
What about trying to get an invite for the Open at the Arnold next year?
Yeah, well, that's doable. But
That's plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Yeah. So I'd have to win like a tier one or tier two pro show, which, look, I need to just give this a little bit of time before I start saying what I'm capable of or what I can do, because I genuinely don't know, because I've not done it. It's new territory.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to go out there and battle. I'm going to go and get amongst them and do shows this year, 100%. Yeah.
Going back to the Hosstile thing, how did that come about? And are they looking after you well? Mate,
Hosstile are amazing, bro.
Yeah. That's why I hear that from every athlete. They say, like, look, this is the team to be on, you know?
Well, you know, if they lined up every supplement company and said to me which one would you want, I'd pick Hosstile every day.
Yeah.
Like, for many aspects, they look like the products and the formulas are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the clinical dosage on, like, they're either at clinical dosage on every single line within the product or above.
Yeah.
So everything that they have works. It does exactly what it says on the tin. There is no this is a pre-workout and basically it's a coffee.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
bit of caffeine, a bit tyrosine.
The formulas are serious, bro. Like, who added the team and whoever designs the formulas, like, have gone all out. Like, the whey's grass-fed, do you know what I mean? Like, the cyclic dextrin, mate, I have it pre, intra, post, and it just sits perfect, no bloating.
Yes.
You know, you've got your pump products, your stim products, and then they've got, like, the stack series where you've got, like, your glutamine, creatine. They cover everything. But it's a premium price for a premium supplement. It's a high end of the market. It's very, 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 very good, high quality supplementation. And they also do the clothing.
Yeah, nice.
So they kick you out very well. And they look after us so good. Like, we went in Vegas, we went shooting, we went racing.
I saw.
Desert.
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
We went out to this restaurant called Teu or something, like the poshest restaurant in Vegas, and Fuad like literally looked after us all, like all you can, like we had so much food. And yeah, mate, it's an amazing company to be with. They help support with your YouTube as well,
right?
So they help support that. So it's like they basically want the athlete to grow, and they want you to help promote their company. And they want you to do well in competing because it's a hardcore bodybuilding brand.
Yeah.
So they're pushing you to be a better athlete, definitely. They're providing you with the best supplementation. And then they're also helping you to grow your social media.
Good.
So it's like, it's not a selfish thing that's like, oh yeah, I'm going to give you X amount of money, you promote my products. It's more, we're a team, we're a family. We're all going to work together to make the brand more aware and make the athletes better and do well. So yeah, I love the guys on the team. Obviously Ben's on the team as well as my coach. Yeah, which is quite coincidental actually. That wasn't. There's nothing about that made me join Hosstile. Like Ben didn't line it up or anything. It just happened to be.
Well, Fuad seems to choose the guys with this. He chooses the guys like you. Like, look at Samson. You and Samson, a lot of parallels by the way that you approach your craft. You know, you've both got a similar mindset. You know, and I can see why he chooses the guys he chooses.
Yeah, so Fuad is Hosttile's a hardcore bodybuilding brand that is, you know, like. It's built on the foundation of like adversity won't stand in my way. Yeah. Like I will not quit. Mm-hmm. No matter what happens in life, I will keep going. Yeah. That's like the Hosstile mentality. And yeah, the athletes on the team, like everyone's hardcore. Everyone's methodical. No one's slack. Everyone does the most they can to get to where they want to be. not the minimum they can to get where they want to be.
Yeah, that's why he's dropped a couple of guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have said that. Sorry.
But yeah, man, it's actually quite an honour to be a part of that team because I was like a big Hosstile fan, Fuad podcast fan.
Yeah.
You know, then suddenly next thing I'm on the Fuad podcast and I'm part of the team.
Nice.
And I'm sat having dinner with them. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. Like, my idols have become my friends.
Well, he sees that in you, though, doesn't he? He'll identify, because he can see it clearly. He was a pro himself, fantastic pro, so he knows exactly what he's looking for in an athlete that's going to, like he said, you know, it's going to be reciprocal. You're both going to put 100% in, you know?
Yeah. And I really like kind of wear the brand with pride, a bit like a football fan wears the Chelsea shirt.
Yeah.
Like I wear the Hosstile shirt with pride, like very proud to be part of the company. And yeah, mate, it's they're just Fuad and Summer, Fuad's partner. They're absolutely amazing, man. Like the support they give us is unrivaled. Like, obviously, I'm not going to go into like the contracts and stuff, but some of the things in the contract, it's just like, wow. You really do like help us. Like you want us to be at the big shows and the expos, and you're gonna help us get there. Yeah, you know, and you're gonna, if we win a show, you are gonna reward us. Yeah, you know, and if you do this, you get that, and it isn't just take. It's give, take, give, take, and it's a real partnership with this company. Good. You know, and it's built on. Really good values. You know, when I met everyone at the Olympia, it was like we don't know each other, but we're all kind of so similar. We're like pals straight away. Like we all got on like house on fire.
Good. Yeah, because similar values. So obviously you're on the same team as Samson. I mean, what was that like seeing Samson do so well at the Olympia?
Crazy, man. And, mate, he was nervous in the days leading up to it. Mate, I don't know if you know, he was really worried and he was getting a bit nervous and a bit anxious because there was a lot of social media pressure on Samson doing well.
Yeah. Because I said all year, I said, I think he's going to be first call out and I think he's going to be 5th to 8th in his first Olympia. And he says, well, I'm going for top 10. I want to be top 10. And then when he got that first call out, I mean, I was going berserk.
Right, me too. Like, but you could see it as soon as he walked out. He was stood next to Ramy, mate. And I don't know. You tell me.
He should have beaten him.
What pose did Ramy beat him in?
None.
No.
He was 5th.
No.
He was 5th.
He was 5th. Yeah. He was only not 5th because they couldn't put the reigning Mr. Olympia out of the top 5. Right?
Yeah.
Pose for pose, he did him in every one.
Yeah, he did. I mean, if you really want to push it, I mean, could he have beaten Brandon? Could he have beaten Nick? I think 5th. I had 5th in my head, but I don't think the place would have I don't think anyone would have rioted if he'd have got 4th.
Seeing it in person, I don't think he could have took Nick because Nick looked like a cement statue.
He did. Yeah, he looked good.
He looked just like a piece of rock, like an action figure. Samson did have a little bit more fat maybe to come off, which I think he'll get off by the Arnold Classic. But hands down, I believe he should have been 5th. And the guy looked absolutely incredible, mate. He's absolutely massive. And it was so good to see him do well. You know, I went out of him the next day doing the shooting and the buggy riding, and I don't think it sunk in, mate.
Wow. I mean, I was so happy for him because obviously, you know, we had all the problems when he was the travel and the career in the hotel room and all the different, the things he's had, like yourself, things he's had to overcome and adversities and stuff like that. And then just to see him, you know, really kind of live up to that hype, that everything, like he said, he must have had a lot of pressure because, like I said, you don't see it behind... You know, you don't see it behind the veil of social media. So it was really, I think there was not a single person that couldn't be happy for him.
Yeah. Well, mate, he earned that place. You know, there was nothing given there. That was him. No. Like, he walked out there and he should have been 5th. But they give him 6th, arguably. But he looked incredible in that lineup. And like when the next day, bro, it weren't even as if he was happy because it hadn't sunk in. We were on the bus, and I said to him like, I think I can't remember if it was me or someone else said to him like, "Yo, do you realise you're the 6th best bodybuilder in the world?"
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh damn!" Like he didn't actually realise.
Yeah.
And then everyone were like, "You realise you're probably going to get like top 3 at the Arnold Classic now, don't you?" And he was like, "Oh yeah."
I think that's probably the most aesthetic, close to 300-pound bodybuilder that's ever stepped on any stage in the world ever. I mean, he was like, because he said Milos. I was sat up with him at the gala afterwards, and Milos said he weighed in depleted 294. You know, with water drop and carbon up, you don't know whether he might have come in. You know, he wasn't far off. He was a Nando's off 300 pounds, mate.
Yeah, crazy, man. And the next day I had to do a photo shoot with him with my shirt off. It was a nightmare.
Oh no, still trying to fill out. Yeah.
I was like, do I have to do a shirt off photo shoot next to Samson the day after he just from 6th in the Olympia?
Wow.
But yeah, no, he looked. I was so pleased for him. The Hosstile team was so pleased for him. Everyone was so proud of him, and I think all of England was so proud of him because. Oh my God! Did he represent the flag or what? Like,
Neil, before I let you go, mate, I want your top 3, top 4 at the Arnold Classic in order. Go.
In which division?
Well, come on, open.
Open.
I think we know what the top 2 of the Classic is going to be. It's going to be Ramon and Urs, unless they do something really stupid, which I don't think they will.
I think it's going to be Nick, number 1.
Yeah. Lauren loves Nick. She's a Nick Walker fan. She's a groupie.
Yeah, I'm a big Nick Walker fan too, Lauren. I'm a big Nick fan. I can't see anyone right now who's on the list.
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
And then second, Samson.
Samson second. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Third, Andrew Jacked.
Okay.
Fourth, Sean Clarida.
That's I think that's. What about Bonac?
Fifth.
Wow. So I mean, I'll be honest. I think people are going too much on the Olympia, how he looked at the Olympia, but rather than how he looked at Boston last year. I think last year's Boston Bonac is not out of the top 3. Sorry.
Yeah, but you got to remember that Sean and Bonac's height isn't that different. But Sean's conditioning is so superior.
I think so.
Yeah. Sean's like a mini Ronnie Coleman, man.
Oh, yeah. He's awesome,
like, you know, I put Sean next to Bonac. Pound for pound, I think Sean's got more muscle. And I think, like, he's got everything's striated, cross-striated. There's no gaps. Not that there is on Bon. I don't know, mate. Bonac and Sean would be very interesting.
That would. And I'd like to see Samson and Clarida.
Yeah.
Called out just to see the difference in physique and see how it shakes out, you know?
Yeah, because I think Samson and the thing is that Samson's got a bit more hamstring than Andrew, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And maybe a bit more. Like, I don't know. It's pretty. It's a hard comparison, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like for me, Samson looks like he has more muscle, but he's super pretty. But Andrew looks even more super pretty.
Mate, I'll be honest. Photos don't do Andrew Jack for justice, because when I saw him when he physically walked out, you know when they all walked out and they're in the lineup, I'll be honest, my eyes went straight to Andrew Jack purely because he looks like a god. He looks like a Marvel superhero. I mean, he's 6'2", and he looks it. I mean, he is immense, and he's got a nice physique. You know, I do say he's still got improvements he needs to make, but sheer structure and potential and impressiveness, your eyes are just like, holy shit.
I'd love to see just a 2-man comparison with Samson and Andrew.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
just
awesome.
Put them through it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Make them work and see who fades. But I honestly think Samson will take him. But I'm a massive Andrew Jack fan.
Yeah, I am now.
I just think there's certain areas where Samson's more complete. But then I think Andrew's a tiny bit more aesthetic. And they're both crazy good at posing.
Well, I think Samson's got less missing, right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think Andrew Jack in 2024, along with Crizzo, are going to be. I think those guys could literally be top. The last two guys in the Olympia that were standing.
Yeah.
I think they're that good and they've got that much potential. But it all depends on what they do in the next couple of years.
Who can I ask you a question?
Go on then.
Who do you think will be top 4?
I think Nick's a pretty safe bet for the win. You know, he did look good. Second, do you know what? I think Bonak's going to pull it out the bag.
Do you?
I do. I just go look at the Boston Pro photos, and that would push Nick. That will push Nick. I could see it being those two. I just don't want to accept that maybe he is starting to decline, because I saw the photos of 2 weeks out and he looked really good, but when they did something and his chest and back just flattened out and he just didn't. I mean, you could see he knew he wasn't his best, and they knocked him down to 9th. But I'm still rooting for. I think Samson 3rd. Oh God. Clarida 4th. No. Jack's not going to be out of the top. Yeah. I think I'm going to put Jack in 5th.
And who in 4th?
Clarida.
Really? You think Clarida can giant kill him?
Yeah, I think he's just too complete, and I think they, you know. So, I mean,
so you've got Nick, Bonac, Clarida, jacked.
Yeah. Go on then.
All right, let's put a bet on it.
Sorry? Okay. Oh, no. Stop recording. All right. Okay. Well, I'm probably going to be completely wrong, but I just think I'm really rooting for Bonac, because I love that. Because when he actually hits those rear shots, those side shots, I mean, he's just his conditioning, and if he doesn't blow it like he did at the Olympia, because he didn't look at his best. I mean, that wasn't the Bonac we saw at the Boston. I mean, don't forget back last year in Boston, like Samson was 4th. You know, Bonac was a clear winner. Bonac was a freak. He looked incredible. I mean, I think he could beat Nick, you know?
But Samson's increased 30% since then.
He has.
That's the problem.
Do you think he's going to be improved from the Olympia, or do you think he's going to look as good?
I think he'll be improved. He'll be leaner.
Wow, okay.
Knowing Milos and knowing Samson. Thing is with Samson, when he drops his food down, he don't go flat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's good.
So Samson can diet on nothing.
Yeah.
And stay full. So Milos will have him on such low food because he knows he can keep him full.
I stayed at Samson's house, and his last meal was like a couple of little bits of white fish that must have been. It looked about 100 grams of fish with some salad.
Yeah.
And I was like,
he'll stay full as a house.
Mate, you're freaking 300 pounds, and I'm gonna go to bed hungry eating the same.
Yeah. So I think Samson will be the most improved from the Olympia.
Wow. Okay.
So I think knowing Samson, they'll put the accelerator down, foot down, and they'll just keep going, and you'll get a Samson with 8 weeks extra dieting.
Yeah. If they've carried on, because I know he had like a week or two off, but even then, he's not the sort of person who blows up anyway. So I mean, it's tough. But I just hope he's got enough in the tank to pull this off and not be burnt out, because I don't want to. I hope that, because he's been on, don't forget, Prague 2021, Arnold, Olympia. He's had the foot on the gas for like a year and a half now, and I just hope that he's got just those extra few weeks in him.
I think he has.
Okay.
I think he has. From talking to him, I think he's definitely still got gas in the tank, and people wouldn't believe it, but he actually uses a lot less PEDs than you would think.
Yeah.
So his internal system is probably the healthiest out of the lot of them. That
makes a big difference, mate. It does.
Yeah.
You know, the guys who hammer that are the ones that shorten their careers very, very, and they're the ones that can't do more than 1 or 2 shows a year. One show a year, and then they do another one. They look like shit. You know, it's like he's It's
like we know Nick can do multiple shows and get better, don't we? We know that.
Yeah.
Nick never misses. He won't ever miss. He'll always come in perfect. Samson's got engine. Bonac's a little bit touch and go, and Sean Clarida never misses, does he?
Very true. We've never seen him. And to be honest, mate, Sean Clarida, he had me like freaking out when he was hitting his readable bicep. And thing is, when I looked at the photos, I was expecting to be as blown away. but I wasn't, because when I saw him in the flesh, he looked, when he actually started posing, everyone was just like Derek, when Derek Lunsford came out. When he first came out and he opened up and everyone was just like, everyone was gasping. Everyone was like, holy shit. It was like, wow, wow, wow. Every shot, you know, boom, boom, boom. It was just incredible, incredible.
Yeah, crazy. So. It's going to be an interesting show. Can't wait to watch it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Mate, I'm gonna let you go. This has been amazing. And I want you in the studio again soon, if that's possible.
Yeah, mate. Always nice to have a little catch up, brother.
Why don't you, I tell you, why don't you come and be a co-host and we'll interview people together?
Yeah.
If the offer's there, mate, because you pick the guests, you pick 2 guests, come, and then you and me can interview them together.
All right, we'll get Bullman in.
Oh, obviously, that'd be good. No, I could probably get him. You know, I've had him before.
Really?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'd love to do that. Let's talk about it. Let's
do it. And we'll do we'll do an intro, just you and me together, like 40 minutes or something, and then we'll go into and do a couple of interviews. And I did that with Jamie once, Jamie the Giant, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I'm up for that, bro.
It's up to you. That's balls in your court, mate. Balls in your court. So,
let's do it.
So,
yeah, great to catch up. Lovely to see you, Lauren.
Yep. I heard Tesco's turnover has gone down dramatically since you moved gyms.
Yeah, I've gone to Aldi now. just now I'm not coaching, mate. I've got to save my pennies.
Yeah. Cool. All right then, mate. Well, hopefully speak to you very soon. And thank you so much once again for coming on Eagle and Muscle. This has been brilliant.
Awesome. Lovely chat to you guys.
And I love your iPhone 15 because that's pin sharp. Beautiful.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
How we doing?
I'm
good.
I'm bloody good, mate. I'm yes, a lot better than I was 6 months ago.
That is a fact. It was good seeing you at the Olympia this December. I thought we were going to lose you there back in June. So I'm glad you're still here.
Right, mate. Right. First of all, now I want to introduce you. How do I introduce you? You're a promoter. You're a judge. You've competed. You've really. You're promoting Irish bodybuilding. You know, for the NPC and the Pro League. So I mean, have I left anything out?
No, you know, I've done everything in the Iron game, so to speak. You know, I was a world champion powerlifter, multiple national champion bodybuilder, pro judge for the last 15 years, been promoting contests for 20 years, been judging contests for 27 years. I literally grew up in bodybuilding. You know, it's I was born November 77, went to my first contest in April 78.
Wow. And
have been around that ever since.
Did I saw a picture of you posing next to bloody Dorian Yates in the 90s?
That was actually 1989.
Wow.
And I was 11, and I competed in a regional event.
Cool.
And Dorian was the guest poser.
Wow.
So that was kind of cool. It was right after he turned pro and before he made his pro debut.
Yeah, of course, 89, because he turned pro in 88. 1990, he came second to Mohammed Benaziza. Yep. So, because obviously, I mean, you are the Bullmans, or you're a family of Bullmans. You're not just the only one. There's more of you, isn't there?
Yeah, you know, you got my uncle, who is anyone that's been around bodybuilding since the 70s and 80s would know who my uncle is. He's a bit of a legend in Europe. Won the Irish Nationals 21 times, which I think is a record for any kind of
wow.
national level victory, and
21.
You know, competed against the likes of Francis Benfato, Lila Brada, all those guys, you know.
Yeah.
And went on, became the first ever pro out of Ireland, did the Masters, Olympia, and then took a back foot, helped my dad, who's been promoting forever, and just helped him out and helped me with my competing, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Lauren says she misses your dad and Snoop.
Oh yeah, Mick is he's a different breed, I think. You know, no matter where I go in the world, somebody inevitably knows Mick Bullman and has nothing but great things to say about him. I was deployed in Lebanon in '98 when I was in the army, and a local villager saw the name on my uniform and remembered my father from his deployment in '82.
Wow.
So that was
amazing.
this tiny village in South Lebanon. It was crazy.
That's crazy. Right, now, one thing you did miss off on your list of accolades and achievements, you were the head of backstage at the Olympia this year.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate since moving to the States. After being introduced to Jim Mannion, he helped me out become a judge, and then introduced me to John Lindsay, who introduced me to Tamer, and I've been working with Tamer for a long time. And when Tamer became the executive producer of the Mr. Olympia, he kind of asked me would I step in and help with the backstage and make sure it was secure and the athletes were all taken care of and nobody trying to sneak back in there like, they do at every contest.
I tried.
Let's want that to Mr. Olympia, right? Everybody wants to be back there. And
I tried and you tasered me.
Say that again?
I tried and you tasered me.
Well, I thought we were going to keep that. But, it's definitely an honor and a privilege to be a part of that team. It's just, as you know from being there, that it was a phenomenal contest. And it, I don't think there was anyone with a bad word to say afterwards. From bikini all the way to open bodybuilding, the standard was just out of this world. There was more athletes than ever before. I was blown away, right? It was definitely epic in every sense of the word.
There was certainly no shortage of quantity of competitors.
Yeah, that's right. And,
record number. Yeah.
I was particularly impressed with Derek Lunsford and Chris Bumstead. The two of them just. One of the other things that really blew my mind was we had the first ever Irish athletes on stage at the Olympia.
Yeah.
With Blessing and Dan Farrell and Blessing didn't look his best size-wise. He was in shape, but he didn't have that mass that he had when he won his New York Pro and the Indy Pro. And I think it might have been a different story. He's taken a step back to regroup, reorg, and move on from there, right? Dan Farrell, on the other hand, just looked absolutely fantastic in a lineup that was, I think, 60 athletes deep in the Classic.
It was 59 or 60, yeah, because I saw him. I was at prejudging, and I was just like, and they were all in shape. They all looked amazing. I was like, holy shit.
So, yeah, he definitely did himself and Ireland proud there. It was phenomenal, And I don't know if you noticed or not, but Darren did the Musclecontest Ireland in 2018, which was the first time we held the show there.
First year.
Nobody thought that he would win a regional amateur show, rather, let alone turn around and become, the number one classic physique pro in Ireland at the moment, being that he's the first and only to compete at the Olympia.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Very proud of both of them, to be honest.
So, did you get? I suppose you would have been one of the ones to get the first looks at the guys when they were going backstage. Like, did you see Hadi and did you think, oh my god, because he was 10 pounds bigger? Did you see Derek and go, oh my god, he's lived up to the hype? Samson, Ramy, what did you see? What did you observe?
So, looking at them backstage, the strange thing about bodybuilding is, I don't know if I ever told you the story before, but you can meet somebody at the beach and they look great, and then you bring them to the gym and they're around a bunch of people that work out and they don't look so great, and then someone that looks great in the gym gets on a bodybuilding stage and all of a sudden doesn't look so good. Backstage at the Olympia, it's the same thing. Some of these athletes look fantastic backstage and then they step out under the lights and it's a different ball game. You're looking at him going, oh, he missed the mark, he's a little off, and then he steps out under the lights and hits a pose and you're like, holy shit, where did that come from, right? And it was like that with a few of them. The most impressive backstage is Derek. I just couldn't believe how much muscle he had on his frame, because I think he's around my height.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm 5'6" on a good day.
3'2".
Brandon Currey actually backstage just looks cartoonish.
He does, yeah.
You know, but like I said, it's what you look like under the lights is all that matters. And you know, Derek did the business there. I love his shape. I love the fullness. I think that you know, with Hadi, it was just more of the same. I actually think the extra size wasn't as crisp as he had been the years before, even though he was the best conditioned at the show.
Yeah.
You know, and when I say, I'm talking 1%, 2%, 3% difference, right? It's marginal, but those margins are what make the difference at the Mr. Olympia. Derek Lunsford, I think he's 28 or 29.
29. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. He could have won that show, and I don't think anybody would have complained too much unless they were a diehard Hadi Chopin fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he fought him the whole way to the end of the contest, I think.
Well, at the start, when Hadi first came out, I was with Steve Bleckman, my boss, you know, and he said, "Oh, Hadi's off." And I went, "Yeah, he's off. He's bigger, but he's off." But then as the pre-judging, within 20, 30 minutes, he just went, whack. I've never seen anyone harden up so quick. Whereas Derek came out and he looked incredible. The best he looked was when he first came out. And he didn't really kind of get any better than that, whereas Hadi did. So that's why I think it made it really exciting. And I think everyone, you said to me after the pre-judging, you said, "Oh, I think it's between Hadi and Derek. I think it's, you know, depending what happens tonight." And you were right.
Yeah, and you know, like, with me, I'm sure you remember I was running around like a blue arse fly.
Yeah.
From where you guys were in the front to the door to backstage, and if I were a step counter, I probably did 50, 60,000 steps that, you know, each day of the Olympia. But it definitely was an experience. That theater is just out of this world. The atmosphere was just electric. It was a great show.
Were you armed? Were you armed?
With these.
Just these guns anyway. Yeah, sorry. Right, okay then. I want to talk about obviously the Musclecontest Ireland, May the 13th. Tell us about that.
So we're back in full swing again. We got 7 pro cards up. We in men's divisions, it's men's physique, classic physique and bodybuilding, and then in the women's, you know, last year we introduced wellness. And then we have figure, we have women's physique, and we have bikini. And, you know, we've turned out some really good pros. I don't know if you've kept track of the people that have come and won the shows, but Oleg Krive is one of them. Yeah,
5th at Olympia.
Yeah, and he's been in the top 5, I think, a couple of And, you know, Jess Feeney just won her pro card there this past year in bikini, went on with her pro debut. I think she took 4th place. Which is phenomenal, you know. Jessie Kavanagh won the pro card the year before that. She ended up going and taking 2nd place in her pro debut.
Wow.
Excited to see what those 2 girls do in 2023 and hopefully get a win under the belt and make it to the Olympia, you know. Now that the point system is gone, of course, it's the win only that gets you there, right?
Yeah. So
I'm very excited. There's a few others there. I mean, I was very surprised when I went to this year's Olympia and bumped into several people who were competing that had competed, not necessarily even won their pro card in Ireland, but competed there.
Okay.
And then ended up winning it elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was, you know, it was cool from that perspective, in that so many quality athletes are coming through that contest. And then, of course, looking at the growth of the NPC worldwide over the last few years, that there's athletes coming from all over the world and they're winning.
Yeah.
They're right to come into the pro ranks all over the world. Darren Farr, for example, I think won his pro card in New Zealand.
Yes, yeah, he did, because he went down with Jamie DeRigo.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah, because they used to. Yeah, cool. And also, do you want to know a random fact about that date? It's Ronnie Coleman. It's Ronnie Coleman and Lauren's birthday.
On May 13th.
Yeah.
There you go. It's destined for greatness. And it's also going to be a beautiful day. So there you go, Ronnie and Lauren all in one.
Both accountants as well.
There you go. Another trivia question.
Another completely pointless, random fact. So so obviously the show's back, and obviously now you've switched from, you had a 212 category, and now you're switching it to classic.
Right. So we had 212 for 2018, 2019. Then of course COVID hit, and we came back last year, and we had the 212 again. The contest was not quite as big as it had been the previous years. Of course, COVID just annihilated how the season runs. And I think, coming into 2023, you should be back to normal. That being said, we have so many pros in Ireland that are classic physique pros. Tamer and I decided it's got to be the place where these guys fight it out and try and qualify for the Olympia.
Yeah.
Since we're the ones bringing the events to Ireland, let's switch it up a little bit for this year. Let's bring classic in. Let's push 212 to another day to be determined, and go from there. And you're looking at, you've got, of course, Darren. You've got Vinnie Crane, who's got a beautiful physique. Shane Cullen.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good. Yep.
There's Josh Coyle up in Northern Ireland who won his pro card in 2018 at Musclecontest Ireland as men's physique.
Okay.
And the guy's just been putting on size all over. He is a classic physique athlete that has yet to step on stage. And I've reached out to him to let him know this would be a good place to make his debut.
And also, how many good European classic guys are there? We've got like Mike Summerfield, Urs Kalecinski, Wesley Vissers. We've got a lot of British, Michael de Bull. We've got, what are the British classic guys? I've missed out somebody really obvious, haven't I? British classic guys.
Oh, gosh.
I've really missed out somebody. Oh, obviously we had Neil Currey, but he's moved up to Open now. That's who I had in my head. But like, there's a lot of good talent in Europe. Sorry?
Neil actually competed at Musclecontest Ireland also.
Oh, wow. Cool. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to his Open debut. Neil's a great guy. His fiance is a super nice girl, and I think together they do good stuff. He'll do well, I think. Physique-wise. How he does competition-wise will be determined, of course, but I wish that guy nothing but the best. He's a really nice guy,
I interviewed him about 3 hours ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. He's not doing the Arnold, though.
Okay, yeah.
Because he wanted to switch, because he got invited as a classic, but then he said to me, I'm going to ask if I can do Open. And then he decided he wasn't going to be the stage he was at to be competitive at the Arnold Classic, so he's going to do a show at the end of the year. So, okay, so well, I'll be there. I'll be coming back. I'm sorry, and I promise less drama this time. Promise.
I appreciate that.
I'll be sat in the corner. You won't hear a peep.
Well, maybe we'll want to hear more than just the peep. So, good.
Yeah. And right, okay. And also, I want to get your take on the Arnold Classic, because we've been talking back and forth about people doing it and jumping in, and what's happening with the prize money, and what's your take on that, on all of it?
It's a very difficult subject to discuss when you don't have all the information, right? And I think when with an invitational, it's the questions are asked by the fans. Well, who got invited? Why isn't Labrada there? Why isn't Nick Walker there? Well, now Nick Walker is there. Mm-hmm. So I think these invites might have been sent out, and then they were turned down. And I can't fathom why a pro bodybuilder would not want to compete at the Arnold Classic. Period. Without discussing prize money. And I think you might have seen the NPC and NPC Pro League, they put out a statement where if you apply for the show and you're selected, then you need to live up to your expectations and do the contest,
Yeah.
With it going down to 6 athletes, it kind of looked like, holy crap, this is the Arnold? What's happening here, right? And then Arnold put another 100 grand in, bringing some of the guys out of the woodwork, and next of all, you got Nick is back in the game. which makes total sense as a professional athlete. He's the highest ranked competitor there.
I think he was going to do it all along. I think he was holding out.
And that's,
I do. I think he actually said, I think he would have said, look, put some more money, bump it up and I'll do it. And I think then I've got a feeling that's the case because he looks in really good condition for someone who's come off his diet. Like I've seen a picture of Andrew Jack today and he looks like he's got 7 weeks of hard work coming up. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't look like he's been coasting and he knew he was going to do it. I think the prize money did bring him in.
Yeah, I agree. But I think with Nick, he stayed lean all year last year.
True.
And that's smart bodybuilding in my opinion. You know what I mean? Lean bulking is the off season we should all be doing. I've been on a not so lean bulk since I retired in 2011. So my daughter's fat 2 times. I asked her how that was the case, and she said, "Well, Dad, you got a fat belly and you got a fat head."
Love it.
She's not wrong.
Nope.
But no, I think that adding that prize money was a good thing. You've got a couple of really good guys in there now. I don't know who else came out of the woodwork over the weekend because I was actually.
I've got a funny feeling either 1 or 2 of Brandon and Derek might jump in. I've just got a feeling. I'm feeling less of I'm more towards Brandon than I am towards Derek, but I just think Brandon, he just needed to just sharpen up a bit from the Olympia. Really, £8 off the Olympia, and he would retain his title. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think Brandon is somebody that should definitely be thinking of doing it. He's on the downward end of his career, right? He doesn't have 2 years left, and he should be making, that money that he can and taking those last few titles home, I think Derek, on the other hand, that's a very tough decision in one aspect. He just took second at the Olympia. Does he sit back and go, hey, you know what? I'm winning this contest next year. I'm going to take a little bit of a break come February.
Yeah.
I'm hitting it hard after, 6-week break type of thing.
Yeah.
On the other hand, he's the second best bodybuilder on the planet right now.
Highest ranked.
Could, technically go into that contest and come home with $300,000.
Yeah. How do you think Clarida will stack up against those top guys?
So, if you look at Sean's physique as a standalone physique, he doesn't really miss anything. It's hard to criticize him. I think a little bit, I've seen when he gets a little bit out of breath, he loses control of that midsection a little bit.
Yeah.
And a small guy, he can't do that. Condition-wise, he's second to none condition. Balance, second, like everything is balanced. He's like a shorter version of Ronnie Coleman, if you ask me. He just is very thick, very mature muscle. In shape all the time. His posing is decent. I don't think he can get any bigger. He's up. I think he's at his max mass wise. He just start to look kind of, too tight.
He told me he takes 3 hours to train legs.
Well, he might do slow reps.
But yeah, very, very, yeah.
But I think that's I think once he's on stage there, his strength is going to be the amount of mass that he has on his physique, and that is conditioned and it's balanced.
Where do you think he would have placed in the Open at the Olympia if he'd have done it?
It's hard to say. He probably would have, been 7th, 6th.
That's exactly what Ron Harris said. Ron Harris said 7th.
It's very. See, here's the thing. Samson is, if he can get sharper, he could be the future of bodybuilding.
Wow.
he has a very, I saw the post coming up to Olympia saying Samson was 300 and whatever pounds, and I'm looking going, well, does he have adamantium in his skeleton? Because he doesn't look like a mass monster, right?
Mm-hmm. He is, though.
And then you meet him, and you go, shit, dude. You know, you're a big dude, right?
Yeah, and I think when you see him next to the other guys, like when he came out numerically next to Ramy, I think everyone then realized, okay, he's not lying about his body weight. He seriously does look 300.
But it's his symmetry and proportions is what, when you think of a 300-pound bodybuilder, you think just like freaky, unstructured mass, like Big Ramy, or, you know, Branch Warren's a freak, right, with just slabs of muscle everywhere. And then you look at like Sean Ray, who just has beautiful lines, and Flex Wheeler, you know, just beautiful, beautiful physiques. And you can never imagine them being 300 pounds, although I think Flex tried to push it up that far.
If you think about 93 Arnold Classic Flex Wheel at 218, can you believe that Samson was like 80 pounds heavier than that? I know he's taller, he's a lot taller, but I mean, come on, you know?
And I think, you know, maybe in our generation we'll have another Flex Wheeler, you know, another Sultan of Symmetry come along. But with Samson, I think his mass, or not even his mass, it's the weight. And that's one of the things the bodybuilders need to get away from, is talking about how much they weigh. Because nobody gives a fuck how much they weigh.
Yeah.
Me as a judge, I couldn't care less. You can't bring a scale on it, nor am I impressed by it. I'm impressed by how you look on the stage. And that's what Samson impressed me the most. He is a big man with phenomenal symmetry. And I think if he was sharper, he could have been up there in the top 3.
Wow. Okay.
You know,
a lot of people are very excited about. A lot of people are very excited about potentially Samson and Sean Clarida getting a call out together.
Oh,
like they're like, because it's like, you know, completely different sorts of physiques, but like, how will that shake itself out?
I think they definitely will. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are in the Arnold, but I'm sure it's going to be 2 call-outs at this point in time, right? Instead of 1.
It's probably 2.
And, you know, they both of them will be in the first call-outs. It's that simple, you know? I think up until the other day, we'll see how Nick looks. But before that, it would have been Sean and Samson that I would have picked as my front 2.
Yeah.
Now Nick is in there, and you can't. He's last year's champion. He's 3rd place at the Olympia. He's got to be the front runner coming in. You know what I mean? So, but as you know from being around the game so long, anybody can be beaten on any given day. Gunter Schler can't beat Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah. Who saw that coming?
Right. And, you have the nicest guy in bodybuilding beating the greatest bodybuilder of all time. Yeah,
it's true. That's true.
That's really how that one went down, and it was Ronnie was just off, and the judges didn't like it.
Okay, one final question. Also, do you think Bonnac can regain the momentum he lost at the Olympia, or because I mean he was just off. He was off.
Of course.
People aren't even talking about him in like top 3, top 5, and you're thinking, are you crazy? This guy could have won last year.
He's won the Ireland twice, right?
Twice, yeah.
And he could definitely win. He has to come in the way we know he can look.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that a lot of athletes are starting to have happen as they reach 40, right, is we put our bodies under so much pressure trying to push to that elite level, whether it's in bodybuilding or powerlifting or whatever it is, and it takes a toll. And your body won't respond the same. You know, there's nerve damage there, there's compression.
Ramy
causes different kind of responses with how your muscles are responding to the workload that you're putting on. I think that that's what we have to be careful of as we get older with the likes of William and Brandon, that you know, they're now in their 40s. How is it affecting their training, and how is it affecting how they can look against these younger guys, you know.
Yeah.
I would really love to see William come in his best shape, because number one, he's a great bodybuilder, and number two, he's just a nice guy, you know what I mean? And who doesn't like nice people winning, right? What
about he was only 9 months ago the Boston Pro happened, and he looked absolutely phenomenal there. I mean, it was clear win. I mean, he looked incredible there.
And here's the thing: if William was at another show looking the way he looked at the Olympia, probably would have won it.
Yeah.
When you're up against the best of the best,
mm-hmm.
and you're even a little off, you end up in 7th or 8th place. It's just how it is.
Look what happened to Ramy. I mean, the defending champion getting 5th place, and I mean, I thought he should have been 6th. I mean, I didn't think I had people say to me after the pre-judge said, "Look, they're not going to place him lower than 3rd. He's not going to win, but he ain't going to be placed lower than 3rd. It's a current Mr. Olympia," and boom, he got placed 5th, and no one would have argued if he'd have been 6th, because I think Samson had him, to be honest.
Yeah, I heard somebody at the Olympia making that argument, talking about how it has never happened where Mr. Olympia placed below here.
Yeah.
Below 3rd was. And I'm looking and I'm going, how long have you been around?
Yeah.
Forget like Chris Dickerson, Samir Banu,
84, he was 6th.
Yeah. 6th in 84, from 1st place in 83 in Munich.
Oof. That must have hurt.
Oh, it's gotta have hurt, and then but he's a true champion. He kept going, right? But never regained that top spot, because the bodybuilding just took. Lee Haney came along, right? That was the totally awesome Haney. He was totally awesome. Mm-hmm. And then it went, it went to Dory, and it just ushered in a whole new era of awesomeness in the sport.
Yeah, it just the sport kept evolving, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think, talking about those nerve issues, I think Ramy is suffering from the same thing.
I do.
I mean, his left arm, I think it was.
It was the triceps, the inner calves, and the lower lats. They were all gone, and he had big. Yeah. And I'm not sure what those big dents in his legs were, but I think it looked like every body part was sadly affected. You know what I mean? And I felt bad for him. I mean, he didn't look bad, but it's like it's the Olympia.
There you go. It is the Mr. Olympia, and everybody is expected to be at their best.
But I thought the judging was good, and I thought it was bold judging, and I thought it was the right judging.
100%. I don't know if you remember that you and I talked, and Steve was sitting next to you, and we were talking about who we thought was going to come, and Steve was like, "Oh, it's Derek. Derek is," and I'm like, "I don't know. Hattie's in better shape, better condition. Maybe next year it'll be Derek's time." And, we were having this little three-way, I wouldn't even call it a debate, discussion on how we thought it was going to play out. And, I was right, of course.
Brian, final question before I let you go, mate. How much do you want for that Olympia poster behind you?
That there was a gift. It is from...
So you got it for free?
2019.
Okay.
It is signed by every single athlete.
That's why I'm saying.
19.
So you got it for nothing, so it won't cost you anything to give it to me as a present.
Well, it's got sentimental value.
Okay. I'll pay the postage. I'll pay the postage. How's that? We're friends, Brian. We're friends. Come on.
I'm up there like $5,000 plus import duty.
All right, fair enough. I can see I'm not getting anywhere with this.
My daughter says, "Hey, Dad, why do you have a Musclecontest Ireland hoodie on?" And I said, "Oh, I'm going to be talking about the show. I might as well wear it. It's kind of a little bit of marketing for the event." So she goes, "Oh, Dad, you have no shame." And I said, "No, no, I don't."
That's branding. Oh, the socks. I've still got the socks. Yeah, I've still got the white socks. I had them on the day.
There you go.
Yeah.
So she was cracking up laughing. She told me put the socks on too.
Right, I'm going to get some food. This has been brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on MD Globe Muscle, mate. And it's good to hear about your show, May the 13th, Limerick Concert Hall.
Yep.
So,
at the University Hall in Limerick, May the 13th.
Yep.
Entries are open right now on musclecontestinternational.com. Tickets will be available at the box office at uch.ie in the next couple of weeks. I'm already getting emails and DMs on Instagram about where they can get tickets.
Good.
I have a feeling this is going to be the biggest event to ever hit the stage in Ireland.
Absolutely. And Bullman security as well, again?
Indeed.
Yep.
We have it all. The security, we cover all aspects of the bodybuilding production industry.
Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, then, mate. Well, I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, thank you so much for coming to MD Glove Muscle. And what time is it? You get up silly early, don't you? You get up like at bloody...
I get up...
You're a vampire, you don't sleep.
2:30 a.m. typically.
Why?
Well, because I need to do my cardio.
Okay.
I need to do a bit of stretching and have my coffee and just get ready. And then I'm out the door by like 4:15 a.m.
Wow.
And I get to downtown Los Angeles to the office that I work at. And then, of course, the industry that I work in is very early operations, you know? So I don't know if I told you this, but I work in the produce industry. So I sell potatoes.
Nice. Irishman selling potatoes.
The Irishman selling potatoes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, no, right? So,
wow, awesome.
It goes well. So that's the reason why I get up as early as I do, you know. It used to be 4 a.m. when I, you know, but I think that there's never too, you know, people complain there's not enough time in the day to do what you need to do. There's plenty of time. You just need to reschedule how you use your time.
Brian just doesn't sleep. I forego sleep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sometimes I have to, right? Because, you know, Lily, she competes and trains hard. She just had a tournament yesterday, actually, and she did really well.
Good.
I don't want to miss any of her training, so I choose to train earlier so that I can be with her in the evening. You know what I mean?
Nice. That's nice.
So,
good.
Yeah, like I said, it's about picking and choosing what you do with your time, and I'm very fortunate. I built a nice gym at the house. I don't know if you want to see it here.
Go on, show us the gym. I've seen the gym before. It's awesome.
Okay, so I just added these black and white pictures. This is the Bullman Wall of Fame. That's my mom.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you can see there. She's on a Reebok step.
Yeah.
And that's a photograph taken by my father to promote the very first step aerobics class ever taught in Ireland.
Wow, okay. That's cool.
And then, of course, this is my daughter.
Yeah.
Getting ready to do bars at the gym. I took that photograph and
awesome.
I just loved it.
Yeah.
And then this is the man himself.
Mick
with his black belt. He was national judo champion.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then over here, I built a little bit of I don't know if you can see this part, but there's a little bit of a shelf that I'm starting to put my trophies in.
Nice. You got about 300 of them.
So I told my daughter, I'm only putting the first place ones on there. She goes, why is that, Dad? I go, because nobody remembers second place.
Oh.
And who did I get that line from?
Who?
The 94 and 96 Olympia runner-up. Sean Ray,
yeah. Of course. Yeah. Because you're good friends with Sean, aren't you?
Sean is, believe it or not, he is down on my medical books as next of kin after my wife.
Oh, wow, really?
Sean is like a big brother.
Yeah.
And,
that's awesome.
He's really taken good care of me since I moved to California. And
good.
You know, he's actually part of the story of me and my wife.
Oh.
So after I had met her, you know, I was at Sean's house and I was getting ready for a show, and we were texting, and I was watching a movie with Sean, and he's like, "Dude, put the phone away. She's in San Francisco. You're down here. Nothing's happening tonight." And I'm like, "He's from Orange County." Turns out she was 5 minutes from Sean's house.
Okay.
So Sean goes, "Here, there's $100. Go take her to dinner."
Oh, I didn't know this.
And we went out to dinner, and then
hey presto,
you know, one thing led to another. 8 months later, got married, and we've been married going to be 15 years this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just eyeballing the equipment.
Yeah, so this is my power rack, of course, right?
Nice.
And then this is a Power Tech.
Oh, I've seen those. They used to be advertising Flex magazine in the UK. They're awesome.
Yeah. So this is awesome. And then got a lat pull down cable right there. And some dumbbells.
Nice.
I don't know if you've seen these before, the Mace bells.
I thought you were being mean. I thought you were pointing to the big dumbbells and say, have you seen these before, Giles? Do you know what these look like? I thought you were dissing me.
This is just a body solid pec deck, leg curl, leg extension. This here is one of my favorites. It's
Nautilus.
An original 1978 Nautilus isolateral preacher curl.
I spot that anywhere.
And then this is from Dan Block's Flex Fitness Systems.
Mm-hmm.
It's the row. So it's got all 3 stages of rows.
Nice.
And part of it is just, I love the history of our sport and our industry, right? So, Nautilus was a huge part of it, especially with the high intensity training with, Mike Manzer and Casey Gator and that stuff, and Dorian.
Mm-hmm.
And then Flex Fitness Systems, they changed the game in the 80s and 90s when Dan Block designed all these machines. And, he's a big part of the bodybuilding culture in Orange County for anyone that's been around a long time.
Yeah.
And he owned a gym called Block's Gym, and that's what Sean, Troy Zucchelato, Dennis Newman, these people trained her at some point in time, and then it became a powerhouse gym and a gold gym, and it kind of migrated around. And I think the story behind it is the same one Milos owned at some point in time. And
Fullerton.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it moved around, and owners changed, and it's just that it's kind of cool, I think. So having that piece of equipment there, I saw it on Marketplace for $200.
Nice.
I had to buy it.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I don't really have any room. This is the corner. I'm out of space.
Oh, wow.
And these mirrors that you see here, I just had those installed last week. So they open, they make it feel a little bigger than it actually is.
I bet you've hit a few most muscular and leaning archer poses in that mirror, mate, after a session. After arms, I bet.
Only with the hoodie still on.
Sleeveless hoodie.
A playlist with some of my favorite posing routine music.
Awesome.
And so, when I hit mix, you'll have like a bit of Guns N' Roses, and then all of a sudden, Right Like the Wind comes on.
Oh, Tom Platz.
Yeah. And then Exodus will come on. The soundtrack for The Natural. Do you know those two?
What's that soundtrack? Oh, you mentioned this before. Was that Samir Banu?
The soundtrack for The Natural is Bob Paris.
Bob Paris, okay.
And then Vangelis is Samir Banu.
Yeah.
Exodus was
Haney, yeah.
Excalibur was Arnold.
Yeah.
And then I can never remember the name of it, but if you remember Muhammad Makawis posing routine from 84. 84 or 85, shit. And 84 was New York, was it? And 85 was Belgium?
Yes. Yes, correct. Yeah, correct.
85. And that routine is phenomenal, because there's parts where like he hits the shot and then his hand turns.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those days, mate. I do miss. There were some good poses.
So when I'm here and I got a good pump, I feel like a bodybuilder again.
Yeah.
And I'll hit the song will come on, and then I think, I'll make up a whole routine right there and then on the spot. And I'll go until I do something that I would go, shit, that's not good. And then I go back and I'll do another set.
Nice.
And then go from there, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I will not hit a pose in this mirror without my shirt on for at least 6 more weeks.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right then, mate.
I gotta get the lighting right.
Yeah, you gotta get nice overhead lighting, Night of Champions lighting. Yeah, cool. Right, mate, I'm going to let you go. And like I said, thank you so much for coming on Big Love Muscle, and good luck with the show. Obviously I'll be there as well, so can't wait. And it'd be good to catch up. It was good to see you at the Olympia as well, mate. It was
of course,
fantastic. It was a fantastic Olympia. It was incredible. So thank you so much for coming on, mate.
Thank you for having me.
All right, then, mate. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. You've already done a full day already, and it's only 9 a.m.
Oh, it's crazy, yeah. I know I slept in this morning until 4.
Oh, you're a vampire, I swear. Cool. All right.
You guys have a good night, and we'll chat soon.
All right, then, mate. Thank you so much, Brian.
Bye-bye.
I'm joined all the way from a very, very noisy coffee shop in Berlin, Urs Kalecinski.
Nice, perfect introduction. Thank you for having me on again. And yeah, it's Sunday, so I enjoy a cup of coffee here in Berlin. And we are currently 7 weeks out from the Arnold. So yeah, we need to get things moving and grooving.
Mate, the last time I spoke to you, I think you'd won Tampa, but you were yet to do the Olympia.
Yeah.
And mate, look what's happened to you since. You got 4th in the Olympia, you got 3rd in the Olympia. Mate, you've come such a long way. And how old are you still? 24, 25?
24 now.
24, my God. This is outrageous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't even realize it, because now it's like Olympia is 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and now we have like the next big event coming up. So no time to digest all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's feeling unbelievable, really phenomenal, and it's cool to get like Germany back on the bodybuilding map, like back in the early 90s, late 90s with Dennis Wolf and Marcus Rule. So yeah, it's kind of feeling great.
And of course, Mike Summerfield did very well as well. He took 5th place.
Course.
That's incredible,
Yes.
German.
Yeah, Germans are coming.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying like ever making top 5 at the Olympia is a fluke, but it's certainly solidified by you moving up and getting 3rd place what was it, 60, 58, 59 guys at the Olympia?
Yeah, I think 60 competitors and a really deep lineup, so it's crazy. And it was funny also because I need to pump up like 3 or 4 times only for pre-judging because it was such a long pre-judging in the morning of Saturday. So yeah, cool experience, and also cool to had the Olympia in Vegas, and it was my first time over there. So I spent the whole month over there training.
Oh, did you?
I trained with Jay, trained with Milos, with all the legends I looked up to, and got a lot of experience and really great memories for the future, of course.
I mean, I don't want to keep going about the age because it's irrelevant, really, because of where you are in the industry. But to achieve what you've achieved in just this last couple of years is absolutely incredible, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, for me it's also unbelievable. But with hard work and a big dream in your head, you can make it.
Yeah.
Especially also from a small village in Germany. That's what I always say. What I always push my generation, I would say, through. Don't be afraid from making the decisions and keep grinding for your goals. So
yeah. Well, I was actually at this.
Achieve everything.
I was at this last Olympia, so that's the first time I'd have actually seen you on stage, and
Awesome.
It was like I couldn't believe how much improvements you've made in your physique, and it was like your lines got better. Do you know what I mean? Like when you hit your front double bicep, there was more going on.
Definitely. Yeah, because my coach Stefan and I talked about it, and in Classic you only have some room to grow. For me, still 3 kilograms more. I don't know in pounds, like
Wow.
6 pounds, I would say, to the limit. But we don't want to get the 6 pounds in like one off season, so we take our time, just stay with the lines I have and add more tissue on the right spots, and then you can create a great illusion with also only 3 kilos,
Yeah.
So weight isn't always the thing. You need to create the illusion on stage, like Sweden said back in the days. He had like 105 kgs and smoked guys with 120 or 125. So, yeah, if weight would be anything, the elephant would be the king of the jungle. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we try to improve every time, and we find the system, and it really clicks great for us. So really happy with the work my coach and I are doing.
I think the thing that stuck in my mind was the condition in your quads. It was the dryness and the hardness. I mean, it was like even when your quads were permanently flexed, but they just looked like they were so separated and so detailed. It's like they talk about muscle, because I said I wrote an MD last year, and I said about muscle maturity. And I said, well, but Urs Kalecinski blows that out of the water because he's got that muscle maturity, and you were 23 at the time.
Yeah, that's the crazy point. My coach also says it's unbelievable how the muscle quality is there in such a young age, and I wanna build up on this. So can't wait until I'm 26, 27, 28.
It's still a baby. Still a baby.
Yeah, but I'm really happy with the improvements, and the quality also gets better. My legs had always this quality, I would say. I don't want to sound arrogant or stuff, but I look up to improve my back and my arms, and I'm really, really happy with the improvements this season, especially from the back. And yeah, can't wait to get another season in or another 2 seasons in, and then I'm ready for everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously the Arnold Classic you're going into now, do you still feel I mean, when did you decide that you were going to do the Arnold?
Honestly, I decided before the Olympia.
Okay.
So I didn't knew it, but when you are in the top 4 and top 3 now, you get an invitation, and then I decided, okay, let's keep on moving and jump into it, because for me growing up, the Arnold's was always a major show, and it's for me it's kind of not the same, but kind of the same prestige like the Olympia. So I don't, when Arnold calls, you better be there. For me, there is no opportunity to not doing the Arnolds, and Arnolds and Olympia are always there, and I want to always compete in there, you know.
Did you take any sort of a break after the Olympia, or did you just carry on?
Yeah, my missus and I went to Dubai for a week, and had a great time over there. It's crazy what's going on there bodybuilding wise in other countries, and to see that and get the experience with that is great. But honestly, it's also hard. I don't wanna bitching around, I would say, but to have the Arnolds right after the Olympia is very, very taxing, and also not easy to get. But if it wouldn't be easy, everybody could do it. So that's what I always say, and we need to push through it, and hopefully win this.
But thing is, most of the guys that are doing the Arnold also did the Olympia, so you're all kind of in the same boat, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what everybody says, and what's true. So we have all the same starting point.
Looking forward to another crack at Ramon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, that's the biggest mission for me, because I just wanted to have the call out with him.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Chris looked outstanding this year's Olympia, and he was clearly the number 1. So I wish for myself a comparison with Ramon, because I think we are the both who can battle it out.
Yeah.
And Chris was just too far away this year. So looking up for another battle.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Thing is, you, Ramon, and Chris at the Olympia last year, obviously the Olympia a few weeks ago, you were all improved. I mean, you were really, 3 of you were visibly visibly improved on what you brought last year?
Yeah, because we know that's the battle, and honestly, I love to compete in this area with those kind of guys, especially with Chris. And I always have, we're always cool together, and we have a lot of contact. Almost every day we send in some messages and stuff, but it's great to push against each other and just challenge ourselves to be a better athlete and becoming better and better each season.
I suppose the difference between you and Chris, though, can still put more mass on. You can still put more size on, which makes it easier to make weight. Ramon is kind of the opposite, because I know he struggles to make weight, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's true. The weight cap is still not filled out yet, but I'm working on it. And like I said before, the weight is not everything. I talked to Dennis Wolf, and he said to me when he became third at the Olympia, he was the lightest he've ever been. So,
wow, 2015.
It's not always it's not always the weight which matters. So we will see, and hopefully we can improve for March for a better package.
Well, that's what makes Classic different from open bodybuilding or 212 bodybuilding, doesn't it? Because it is about quality and like when you hit that front shot. I mean, the lines in your back and your legs. It was like, you know, because to stand out out of 60, for the three of you to stand out of 60 guys. I mean, 60, and I was there, I watched every single one of them, and they were all bringing it. Every single time the next one came out, everyone was in shape. So the guys that have the shape and the quality, like you, the top three, you know, like yourself, with Ramon and Chris, you're the ones that stand out.
Yeah, when you say it, I just can't realize it. And I say, okay, it's great to hear, but in my mind, I'm still an underdog and still want to push as hard as possible, because I think when I get lazier, that's not the right thing to do, because there are, like you said, 58 other hungry guys or 57 other hungry guys,
and the rest
which are not sleeping.
Yeah.
Of course, and that's the game. And honestly, I love this game. I love the pressure. I was afraid at first, because when all the pressure came up, I didn't know how to handle it properly, because like you said, I'm one of the younger guys, if not, I'm the youngest guys in the Olympia lineup. So it was hard, or it was a learning process for me. But I had a lot of idols like Jay, Dennis, Marcus, and talking to me and explaining me how everything goes on in this. They are like father figures for me, and I always can ask them about their opportunity or their opinion about some topics, and I'm really thankful for this. And I said this year, I not only grow with the body, also a big part was the mindset and how to handle everything in this pro circus.
Sounds like you've had really good guidance from those that have come before you, you know?
Yeah, 100%. That's a cool thing. So I'm really thankful for it, and I hope when I'm in this age of them, I can do the same stuff for upcoming athletes, and just keep push them and motivate them to become a better person and a better athlete, you know.
I think that was the thing that struck me there when I interviewed you a year or two ago, was your maturity and your attitude, which has only got it's got even better. Do you know what I mean? And you were really professional. You knew exactly what you were doing. You had your work ethic. You know, you had everything. And I find that I find it so unusual in athletes so young. Do you know what I mean? But like you know, guys like yourself and Keon in the 212, you've really got your head on straight.
But I can say to you, compared to last year, this Urs is totally different when it comes to mindset. Yeah, and I realized it backstage at the Olympia. I was so far ahead of the Urs from last year, because I settled my mindset the whole preparation, and it was unbelievable how crazy it is when the mind goes the right direction, how far you can come, and how easy everything clicks, especially on stages like this. So if I'm gonna, because last year at the Arnolds, my mind wasn't that good, and that's what the people saw at the stage as well. I started to shake and kind of stuff. Didn't pose in the perfect way like I did before at the Olympia with the kind of coolness, and right now I have all this back, and I know exactly how to manage it before the stage. Good. I also have a really, really great person, a good therapist, which talks with me about that, a support therapist. Okay. So I think those are things that are really game changers and are not so common in the bodybuilding scene right now. Yeah. In other sports like tennis, golf, and football, we have it's a standard to work with guys like this. And in bodybuilding, I think there are not many people caring about this topic, so it really works great for me, and like I said before, it's a game changer.
So your therapist, is that like an NLP therapist?
Yeah, it's like he works with a very, very big German football club with the players. Okay. And he's like helping with mindset and like things like pressure, and has very great strategies to make it like how I can say it, make your mindset better.
Yeah. Well, I had an NLP therapy, and it really helped me with just every element of my life. It really, helped me.
What is NLP?
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay.
Yeah. Google it.
So yeah.
It's really good. It's probably what your sports therapist uses about visualization and mindset. It's basically 100%. That same thing.
Yeah, 100%. But because there are a lot of people, when I say I'm working out with a therapist, they're like, oh, what's wrong with this guy, But it's so important, especially for sport. You live in your box all the year, doing same stuff every day, and don't socialize as much as you can, or you should, and those affect your physique as well. And if you don't can handle it properly, you don't gonna get the best results. And that, like I said, it was a game changer for me, because I always worked my ass off in the gym with the nutrition and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't thought about my mind, and now it's perfectly settled, and I'm ready to go.
How many great bodybuilders, great athletes have we seen not fulfill their potential because because of that,
100%. And that's what I talk about. The mindset is so important, and it's crazy how there's not a lot of guys which work out with guys like I do. So I have a great supporting system around me with my coach, my missus, and my physiotherapist and the other therapists. So I set up a great team, and hope I can improve over the next years with that kind of support system behind me.
I think that's what because I know Dorian Yates and Ronnie Coleman, and they were so grounded in their life with their circle of people around them, who they allowed in, and that was a big part of their success, because they kept it so grounded.
Yeah. That's really important, and keep the circle small as well.
There you go.
Because now with becoming so big with social media and stuff, there are a lot of people now which try to participate on your success, and I always said to me, okay, stick to the people around you which supported you since the beginning, and that was the perfect decision. And a lot of guys are saying to me right now, okay, do you consider to switch your coach and stuff? And I'm like, hell no. Why to change something? when it works out perfectly for me over the 3 years, I had the biggest improvements on my life. So I don't see a point changing to a guru coach and stuff.
Yeah. I remember when you got 4th at Olympia, and I was thinking, this kid's 23 and he's just made top 5 at Olympia. He's gone from there to there. I mean, it could have completely have gone to your head, and you know what I mean? You could have gone into, it could have ruined you.
Yeah.
Someone that young getting, like, literally, boom, going from winning a pro show to, like, okay, now, you know, you're one of the best in the world. You are number 4 in the world. Like, that could have easily have derailed you.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I saw with, like you said before, with some bodybuilders in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to have the guys next to me saying, like, okay, keep calm. You have huge potential, and I just did what they say, and also think about myself, which kind of champ I want to get, and I don't want to be a like arrogant champ which isn't on the floor, you know. And so there was only this decision for me to keep on going, and I think that's the way you can improve the most and become a great champ. Like Ronnie did back in the days, you know, he always had his Metroflex gym, Brian behind him, and only a few people, and that's what made him 8-time Olympia champ. So I think that's the right way to do it in our sport.
It sounds like you're doing everything right, mate, and you've got the right people around you. So it's only going to keep going up from here, isn't it?
Yeah, if everything stays the same, I hope I can improve more, and when they bring the title to Europe.
Ah, yeah. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Also, before I let you go, because I know you've got to shoot soon, you're gonna be in the UK end of the month.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
In 2 weeks, actually.
Wow.
Next week, the seminar tour starts here in Germany. I have 3 seminars, and then the week after, we're gonna fly to the UK.
Nice.
Excited for this one. The gyms are great, and first I'm gonna be at Nathan the Ash's gym, holding up a seminar and have a great time. And then on the next day we go to London, and
nice
keep on going and rolling.
Good. And it's
Awesome.
you find you're going to be on prep. You're going to be okay with that.
Yeah, everybody asks me this question, but honestly, I went to 7 weeks out the Olympia. I went to Florida, did some training camp over there. For me, that's the best thing, because, like I said before, when you're in the box the whole year, sometimes it affects your mindset as well, and you're always in the same gym. For a lot of guys, it's necessary, and I would say it's necessary too for me. But when you come outside, sometimes you can reflect on yourself. Okay, that's what I can do better. Training with other athletes, learning new stuff. I'm really young. I can learn every day a ton of new knowledge, which I can use for myself, and also put out great content. You know, for me, if you're a professional bodybuilder and you make a living out of it, you need to serve like every day. It's not that you can hang around. Imagine back in the days, you had like shop openings and seminar tours, and you were busy like 50 weeks of the year and had guest appearances and stuff. So that was normal, or kind of normal, in the late 80s, early 90s, and 2000s, before social media was up there. So,
that's good point.
For me, it's an honor if someone books me and says like, hey, can you do a seminar and stuff? And it also is great memory, and I don't wanna how can I say it? I don't wanna miss this, you know.
Take every opportunity.
Yeah, soak everything up and keep going.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect your placing at the end. So that's what people always want to know. Okay, do you think you're gonna be better if you stay at home and do your stuff? And I say no, because if your mindset is on a better stage, you you can improve everywhere.
And thing is, say the top 5 in every division in bodybuilding, you are seen as representatives. People do want to see you. People would want to meet you and connect with you and hear your voice and hear what you got to say and meet you and have a photo with you.
100%.
You're a representative. It's not just Chris Bumstead that's the representative of the Olympia. It's those top 5 guys. That's what it is.
And there are so many athletes who didn't realize this and say like, no, I don't want. They need to appreciate the fans more than they can, because without all the supporters, you are nothing, you know. And I also funny thing. Last year at the FIBO, we had like times at the booth from 12 to 2 p.m. for example. And I was standing there from 2 to 7 p.m.
Wow.
until people closed, because the line was 4 hours. Imagine 4 hours.
Wow.
There were people to take a picture and have a little chat with me. So I was there until the last man. We did the last man standing. And,
I love it.
Afterwards, I was totally tired and done, but it was so worth it. And I'm so thankful for everybody. Also, seeing the line this year's Olympia compared to last year. Last year there were like 3 or 4 people, and this year I had the biggest line after Chris. So to see that, especially when you're coming up from Europe, it's awesome. And, that's what makes me keep going and keep pushing it further.
You classic guys are literal superstars now, mate.
It's crazy. Also with classic. It's so crazy how many people coming into the scene, and to see that, it's so great and so cool for bodybuilding in general.
Good. Well, I don't think there'll be 60 guys at the Arnold, but there'll be enough to. Do you know what I mean? Because I saw them came out line. I said, how are they even going to line them up? Because they were coming out, and it was just like, and I was like, everyone looks great. I couldn't. Normally, there's like you'd expect maybe 8 or 9 to not look good, but everyone was in condition. It was like, oh my god, the popularity of this class is absolutely exploded.
It's so hard to judge. And I respect every judge for sitting there and putting in the work, because I don't want to change the thing. That's for sure.
Urs, I know you've got your sports therapist coming very, very soon. So I said I promised I'd keep it short. But I want to thank you for coming on, mate. It's great to catch up. It's great to talk. And I'm just so happy.
Great to talk to you. Thank you.
I'm so happy for your success, mate, because it's been continual. Do you know what I mean? And it's really good to see like these young aspiring athletes like yourself and from Europe, you know, doing so well and just really, and also loving it every minute as well.
Yeah, what's really great about you is that you were there since my beginning, and I had like one of my first interviews. This first interview we did, I was shaking and I was like, oh shit, what I'm gonna say. And also my English improved from year to year, and I'm sitting in a cafe and talking to you.
Chilling.
That's a progress we made, brother. But I'm always thankful for the people which are there from the early beginning, and it's always good to talk to you, because right now I'm getting 35 to 40 podcast appointments to do, but when you're texting me, I'm always down, and I'm always ready to talk to you. So thank you for the past, and hopefully we get good interviews also in the future, and
100%.
See us in person one day.
Well, you know that Nathan Diash's gym is only just over an hour away from where I live.
So now you need to come.
Yeah. Okay. It's on. Okay, we're coming. I'll come over and say hi. I'll watch your seminar. I'd love to.
Great, cool. So we see us in 2 weeks, bro.
Yep. All right, mate. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and obviously, like I said, all the best for the Arnold Classic, mate. But I'll tell you that in person when I see you.
Thank you. See you soon. Hey,
all right, then, mate. Take care, Urs, and I'll speak to you soon.
Take care. Yeah. Bye. Have a good one.
Bye. Okay, guys, and welcome to Hot News for season 5, episode 15, 16? 16, sorry, of MD Glove Muscle. So, yeah, of course, We're trying to keep the very long episode. This one, trying to keep the sort of hot news down because we have the Power Hour. New show comes out on a Monday, 9:15 a.m. EST time on MD YouTube. Show that myself and Ron Harris do. So I'm trying to push more of the news into that because obviously it's better to have someone to discuss it with and everything, all current stuff. So we want to make sure we can get as much news and content into that every single hour. And how long's the show, Lauren?
About an hour and a half so far.
No, it's Power Hour.
Oh, an hour.
I'm talking about that Power Hour, not this one.
60 minutes.
Jesus, woman. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway. So, okay, we're going to go to, obviously, Urs Kalecinski, the Miracle Bear. And apparently his name is called Miracle Bear because is Urs in Swiss or German means Miracle Bear or something? I don't know. He told me once before, but yeah. So, obviously, I mean, guy just took third place at the Olympia, 24 years old. It was so great to catch up with Urs. And he's still humble, and because I've interviewed guys when they've been at one point in their career and then they go to another level and they change, they become dicks. Yes. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it happen more than once and it really irritates me, but Urs is just he's also paying a lot of attention to his mind training. He's got a sports coach, because when he said therapist, you said therapist, and I went, oh, that's probably a sports therapist, somebody coming around to do sports massage, but he actually has a sports therapist to help him with his mind, because obviously imagine being 23, 24 years old, being that good and going up to that level. I mean, you could forgive him for maybe, losing perspective. Let's just put it that way in a sort of way of thinking. And, but it's obviously, the thing is, it is partly responsible for why he is so good and he's consistently moving forward. So, I mean, this was how he looked at the Olympia. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, oh my God, look at his calves. My God, it's a miracle bear. Miracle. My God. Do you know what? I didn't realize his calves were that good. I mean, and I saw him in the flesh and I love, me, I love conditioning. And like I said in the interview, I couldn't believe the conditioning in his legs. I mean, look at that. Look at if you really look closely, look at the fine details here. I mean, he's literally looks like he's had his skin ripped off and he's just painted some tan on. But he's a real I bet Bumstead is really keeping an eye on us, and obviously guys like Ramondino. But these are the guys. I mean, to be those top three, to be a standout when there's nearly 60 guys on stage and all of them brought it. I mean, everyone was in condition. I don't think there was a single person actually out of that lineup in the Classic Olympia that actually was off, and he looks so polished, and he's a good kid, and we're rooting for him, and he's a Euro guy as well, so obviously I'm very happy about that. But like I said, it was good to catch up, and it was because like I said, he's really, the last time I spoke to him, he'd won the Tampa, but he hadn't even done the Olympia yet. That was the year he took fourth place in his first Olympia, 23 years old, which blows my mind. So it's just it's nice to see that, like I said, that continual progression, and with the same sort of humble, good attitude. So it's just great to see these young athletes. And look at the lines in his physique. Look at that. I mean, I think now he's put a couple of pounds on. It actually enhanced his lines. Do you know what I mean? Like, he had a good physique before, but now it's like, I mean, that looks like a work of art, doesn't it? That's a very, very, I mean, that was really what Classic was created for. I mean, I just think that top three, Ramondino, Chris Bumstead, and Urs, I think they're pretty much, I wouldn't say they're untouchable because there's a lot of good Classic physiques, a lot, as you've seen. But I really think that those three are kind of, everyone's kind of fighting for fourth. Oh, you love Brion, don't you? You love Brion, yeah. He's going to 212, I think. Is that? I think he should do Masters Olympia as a Classic.
I think so.
Yeah. But Ron Harris said he has to get down to something like 80-something kilos. I mean, I don't know. Whether he look better as with no weight restriction, I don't know. Maybe Brion could do them. Is Brion over 45? Or is he...
I think he might...
Is he? No, I think he's under 45. I'm just saying, maybe he could do open. Maybe Brion Ainsley could do open at the Masters Olympia in August. And of course, after last episode, we had Kamal El-Gagni. He broke the huge news, exciting news, that not only is he not going 212 anymore, he's only going open, he's also going to do the Masters Olympia at the Open in August in Cluj, because obviously all the categories have been brought back. Well, they're actually not being brought back. It's the Masters Olympia has been brought back in all categories, which has never been done before. It's only ever been the Open men's. So really excited for that as well. So I started following the Masters Olympia Instagram as well. Okay. And they're really, I didn't realize how many good Masters kind of pros are out there. You know, they're really starting to promote them because obviously they want to bring them in. So yeah, I'm really excited for that show to see that come back. We have no idea how it's going to go, whether it's going to be a huge hit or whether it's just going to be, not. But it's just, look at this, man. The conditioning. I love the conditioning. Oh, he's training with Jay there. Wow, 24 years old, top 3, top 4 in the world. And there he is training with Jay Cutler. He's got Dennis Wolf advising him. Loved his routine as well. Look at that. He's awesome, isn't he? Such a good guy. I like him. I wrote a lot of time for us, So, yeah, he's doing really, really well. He's doing everything right, physically, mentally. It sounds like he's really got good people around him. And it's just, like I said, he's just got everything going for him right now. So, yeah, it's just great to see these young athletes. 24 years old, and he's already literally he's a global superstar like Chris Bumstead, Al Ramandino. Ramandino is like Chris Bumstead in Brazil. He has that army of fans, that guy. So let me just look at one more video because I want to see this. So is that training with Jay again? Is it? Oh, it's the same video, is it? No, slightly different. Yeah, just love the conditioning. Yeah, similar video. Look at that. Awesome. Right, okay then. I'm going to go to our next guest who we had in the show, Neil Currey. I didn't actually know before doing the interview that he actually wasn't doing the Open at the Arnold Classic, because originally, as he said in the interview, Neil Currey was down to do the Classic at the Arnold Classic. He was invited because obviously it's an invitational. Then he told me that he says, no, I'm not doing Classic. I'm going to see if I can do Open. And then he's decided now not to. So he's not going to be in the Open lineup at the Arnold Classic. So, because obviously there's been a lot of controversy around the Arnold Classic this time because the lineup wasn't very big. Then, of course, they offered $100,000 extra prize money to first place winner of the Open, which is now attracting Nick Walker, Andrew Jacked. And I wouldn't be surprised. I've got a funny feeling Brandon Curry or Derek Lunsford might jump in. I've got a feel. I think if I was going to put money on it, I think Brandon will jump in. I do. I think he'll jump in because all he has to do is just get sharper than he was at Olympia. He's the current champion as well. So I've got a funny feeling we might see 1 or 2 more additions to the Arnold Classic lineup. But anyway, back to Neil. So obviously Neil is now, if you look at Neil here. Look at Neil here. Okay. Here he is. Here is Neil at 244 pounds. Okay. So look closely at that front lat spread. Look at the physique. Yeah. Look at the physique. Now look at him at 215, which he has to be to make Classic. And it's just, see what I mean? Yeah. He looks really, really depleted there. He looks really depleted. It's not, like, because when I saw him on stage, I couldn't believe it. Like, his chest had gone and everything. But obviously, he had to drastically do what he needed to do to make weight. Like you said, he was at £10 or £15 in 3 days or something. He had to lose.
8 pounds in 2 days.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. So, there he is at 244, and he says that. He looks. I think he's probably going to step on stage as an Open at the end of the year. I think at around 245 to 250, which is a hell of a lot more than 215. So that literally is 2 completely different bodybuilders. So I understand why Neil Currey has now switched from Classic to Open. And I think it's a good move. And I think it's, like I said, dropping that weight, it's not healthy. The things you have to do, the water cutting, let's be honest, they take diuretics to get down to drop that much. Otherwise, there's no way you're going to drop 8 pound overnight. And you're talking to drop that much, you're talking harsh diuretics. Which and obviously we've had deaths in the industry. We don't want to see someone like Neil go that same way, So it's I'm really, really happy he's chosen to do this. So there he is at Christmas with his lady. So that's cool. Nice picture.
Thank you for the ride.
Thank you for the Laura, give him He gave you a lift back through Vegas, didn't he? That's when I was trying to get hold of you and I couldn't get hold of you. Was that when I was with Ronnie?
Yes.
When I was having lunch with Ronnie and I was trying to get hold of you because Ronnie said, where's Lauren? And he says, bring her to Teriyaki Madness. That's what he said. No, we went, no, because it's, Ronnie likes it because it's chicken and rice. It's like a chicken breast and we had organic brown rice. It was lovely and salad and because Ronnie likes to eat clean, you know? So, and he said, ring Lauren. He says, tell her where we are. Get her to get a cab and come over and I couldn't get hold of you. So Wi-Fi was shit. Get an iPhone 15 like Neil. My God, you see, I could not believe the quality of the picture of Neil Currey we just had then. I mean, what is that? I'm an iPhone. What's this?
12.
Is this an iPhone 12?
Yeah.
12. Oh my God, we're on 15 already.
I'm 11.
How the hell have they gone from 12 to 15? I only got this a year ago, I think.
I remember them coming out with 13.
Bloody hell.
Even 15.
Bloody hell. Do you ever remember the iPhone 1?
No.
I had an iPhone 5. Okay, let's get off iPhones. Anyway, otherwise I'm going to want commission. So, so obviously Neil Currey now with Hosstile, you know, there's that. Oh, this is the photo shoot he was telling me about. So there's Ben Chow. There's Samson Dauda, his fellow teammate. He looks half the size, doesn't he? Thing is, that's him. That's the day after the Olympia. So was he 215 there? And Samson's like 295, 300. So obviously he's going to be bigger. But this is these are the kind of pros that Neil's going to have to be going up against in the Open. So, you know, so he does need to put some size on. So I understand why he's skipping the Arnold Classic. He didn't want to just go and make up the numbers. I thought he might do it. It's just an opportunity to be seen. You know, because obviously you've got the invite as a classic and then he switches to Open. I thought that would be a good opportunity for him. But I do understand his reasons. So there we go. Yep, there's, I don't know some of these guys. There's Neil, there's Ben, Samson, Fuad. I don't know who these guys are. So so that's cool. Sounds like he's really, really happy with a good team of people there. There's his coach Ben Chow. Lives out in Texas. That's a cool picture. I like it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, was it buggy? They were in buggies, weren't they, or something? On buggies? In buggies? Buggies. Yeah, they're Doom buggies. That sounds fun. That's cool. Right, okay, then we're going to look at one more picture. Do you know, I don't actually, now I've seen him at 245, I don't even want to look at the pictures of him as a classic anymore, because classic is done now. So, but the thing is, I mean, he achieved a lot as a classic. He did get to the Olympia, and he did win the New York Pro, so let's not forget that. So that's, you know, he can draw a line under the classic division, and move on to bigger and better things in the Open. And I think he will be a great Open bodybuilder. I think he's got, like I said, Fuad chooses these guys because of their mindset, because of their mental fortuity. Is that the word? Fortuity? Anyway. So there he is, comparing next to Hunter Labrada, comparing butts, rip butts. Look at that. I mean, I bet Neil really suffered, actually. Yeah. I mean, it sounds to me like his body was... And that's why he's got flu, I think, because I think his body was that brought down, and he pushed his body so hard, 12 sessions a week, two hours of cardio and all that. I mean, on no food. I mean, it's you know, at the end of the day, it's bodybuilding, you know, and you can't, it's not starvation bodybuilding. Yeah, exactly. So it's, I'm glad, I'm really happy he's took that decision. He's taken that leap of faith and he's allowed himself to grow in all senses of the word, really. So anyway, that is Neil Currey. So we're quickly going to look at Bodybuilders Without Borders because, there was the Saudi Classic yesterday, which the Classic was won by... Yeah, yesterday, yeah.
They already did a first show.
Oh, yeah. I think this is the first pro show of 2023 is done and dusted. Here are the three Saudi Classic show champions. We have Mike Summerfield, who won the Classic. So, I mean, he's already qualified for the Olympia because he was top 5. He was 5th place at the Olympia this year. 3 weeks ago. Ahmed Ashkanani, he was already qualified because I think he was 4th place at the Olympia. So he's obviously going on a win in November, so he's getting it in nice and early, just carried on his prep from the Olympia. Makes sense. This is the men's physique guy hitting a pose.
That is not the right pose.
I know. When he'd won, he thought, oh, bollocks. Sod it. I've won. No. I can do a pose. But
no.
I mean, if you wouldn't do that in pre-gen, you get told off.
Aaron Banks wouldn't be doing that.
Aaron Banks would do that. I mean, why did they choose that picture? I mean, why? I don't know. It's a bit of fun. I mean, if he's won, he's won. There's a lot of comments as well. They are, what's going on with men's physique? Yeah. Even men's physique guys don't like men's physique poses. I love it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that was pretty much it, really. That was all I wanted to, because obviously it's, everything's hotting up for the Arnold Classic now, so, and it was very exciting this week to hear the news that Nick Walker and Andrew Jack was in. I mean, that's made a good lineup pretty special now. So, because I think they would have been worrying, because I heard people saying, I don't want to go. I don't want to go if the open lineup is 6 guys. That's going to be one call out, and and who knows, maybe one or 2 other names will jump in. Like I said, I've got a feeling 1 or 2 might, but I don't have any knowledge on that. It's a complete gut feeling. So there you are. Look, say Andrew Jack is going to the Arnold Classic. So I don't. If he's okay and he's willing to do and he's happy to do it, then why not do it? Because there's a guy that could win that.
You'll be fine.
He could win it. He'll be fine. Because he was sick at the Olympia, and I think because he'd been on prep, because he did the Arnold Classic last year, won the amateur. Then he did the Texas Pro in August. Then he did the Arnold Classic UK in, what was it, September, October. Then he did the Olympia in December. So that he was on pretty much a year-long prep. So, but for 300 big ones, you ain't going to turn that down. 300 big ones sounded so American. But the thing is, Andrew Jack, not to say negative, because I've been accused of being an Andrew Jack hater. He is 38, 39. So, yeah, he's 38, 39. And his career is just starting. So, why not strike while the iron's hot? Sorry.
I thought he was so much younger.
No, he's not. But thing is, look at Kamal. Kamal's like 52 and he's still getting better. So, who's to say Andrew Jack also couldn't have a 10-year pro career, a good one, So, and he looks good. And he's just come into the sport. He's fresh. He's enthused. His mind is ready. His body is what?
How old was Sean Roden when he won Mr. Olympia?
43.
Exactly. So
Yeah, 43. Yeah. So, he might have a 5-year career or a 10-year career, but look at what he's already done in the first year. He's won 2 pro shows, 8th at Olympia, and he turned pro at the Arnold Classic. He won the overall. So he is good to go. He only needs to make slight improvements to his physique, like his hamstrings, the glutes, the conditioning. Ronnie Coleman, when we were driving from London, I showed him a video and I filmed him, and he said, just needs a bit more back. So like I said, but look how quickly this guy has come from nowhere. So who's to say he couldn't make the improvements also very, very quick? So that's, is that Ruley? That's Ruley Winkler. Yeah, obviously Nick Walker in as well. But no, so we'll talk more about the Arnold Classic. And also I'll be talking more about the Arnold Classic in the Power Hour, myself and Ron Harris. So, and also I quickly want to mention the Musclecontest Ireland. This is the show I was at last year, and I only saw 20 minutes of, for I created a lot of drama. I do apologise. Yes. So, are you looking forward to going back?
yes, I am.
Yeah. I promised Brian. I said, Brian, I promise you, I will create no drama for you this year. I'm going to sit at the back quietly in my seat, and I'm not going to say you'll barely hear a peep out of me. So no ambulances in and people calling out for insulin over the tannoy over the bloody mic. Yeah. So it's the
13th of May.
The 13th of May, and 7 pro cards. Oh look, there's us. Yeah.
Hopefully this birthday will go a lot better than yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so, yeah, that's the guy who took over my emceeing, Tarek and Brian. So, yeah, there's Rob Taylor, who won the 212 last year. But obviously the big news really is they've swapped from... Oh, it's Lauren! They swapped from... Oh, we're getting dark now. We've swapped from 212 to Pro Classic. So that will be the pro category at the Musclecontest Ireland at the University Concert Hall in Limerick, Ireland. Yeah, spent a lot of time in Limerick University Hospital, so I have a very, very intimate knowledge of the ceiling of the cardiac ward. So, but anyway, back to the Musclecontest Ireland. Yeah, check it out. It's going to be a great show to get a pro card, and yeah. So, like I said, just can't wait to go back and obviously show our support for this incredible event with Brian Bullman. And obviously the Gwindy brothers, Tarek and Tamer, because it's a Musclecontest show. Yeah. And also look to expand, Musclecontest and what Brian and the Gwindys are doing in Ireland, because they are looking to expand into Ireland. So we support them. And yeah, that's it really. There's Brian quickly with blessing. There he is. There's Brian. I can't. Do you put his voice on?
some great competitors out there, some great competition coming up.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's a little scary back here because
Boogeyman.
this guy is here.
Hey, we got the boogeyman. You know what I said? This is gonna be the most electrifying show of the year. And Brian, you can testify to that, right?
It is. I've been around this game my entire life.
Yep.
I've been coming to the Olympia since 2006. This is by far the most competitive lineup that I have ever seen.
100%.
Bar none.
Right. Anyway, yeah, because obviously Brian was the backstage security because he's ex-army. So they recruited him to do the backstage security at the Olympia. Sorry. So so just like I said, follow the Musclecontest Ireland. Anyone in Europe who's looking to get a pro card or you're a classic pro wanting to do the pro show, come and do this show. The venue's beautiful. Wasn't the venue lovely? Beautiful venue.
Just bring a bit of
Bring your own food.
Yeah.
Let's not go into that. It's all behind us there.
That would be the one thing I do probably.
Yeah. Yeah, bring your own chicken and rice.
Don't order from
Okay.
delivery.
Okay, we'll leave it. Right, okay then, and sorry, pardon me. Before we go, quickly, I just want to give another plug to mine and Ron Harris's Power Hour. It's going great. The views are doing well. The show's doing good. Seems to have good feedback. Me and Ron alternate on who chooses the topics. And I'm really enjoying doing it. And like I said, it's just me and Ron chatting, and I love Ron. He's cool. Do you know the first time I messaged Ron? In 2005. And I said, I'm a big fan. And he emailed me back straight away. And I said, Ron, the only way I can describe myself is I'm like a British Ron Harris. And he said, oh, well, maybe you could describe me as an American Giles Thomas then. And we've been best bromigos ever since. So there you go. So check that out on the Power Hour. It comes out every Monday on MD YouTube, 9:15 a.m. EST time. That's 2:15 p.m. UK time. And also, like I said, check out the latest issue of MD with Sean Clarida. Monday and Tuesday, I've got to hammer out some more content as well, so I'm really looking forward to writing that. I can't divulge who I'm writing about, but yeah. Okay then, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And like I said, do not forget to hit the notification bell and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So, okay. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Another fantastic episode of MD Global Muscle. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And we are out.